It's time now for Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons. Presenting Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, in a new Mr. Keene series, in which the kindly old investigator will bring you his most celebrated cases on Mondays through Fridays at this same time. Tonight's case is entitled The Shrieking Prisoner Murder Case. Our scene opens in a large, old-fashioned home situated in a lonely section of New York City. It is night, and a young man is entering the darkened house. He gropes his way through one of the rooms, unaware that he is moving toward sudden death.
It's so dark in here. I wonder if I can find a light switch. Aunt Martha. Aunt Amy, are you at home? They're not here. The house is completely empty. What's that? Where is that screaming coming from? Oh, where's the door? It's so dark I can't see a thing. Don't point that gun at me. Put it down, do you hear? No! Don't shoot! No!
Office of Mr. Keene, the private investigator.
It is, ma'am. I'm his partner, Mike Clancy.
My name is Mrs. Jane Travers. I must see Mr. Keene at once. It's a matter of life and death.
Oh, here's Mr. Keene now, coming out of his private office.
Mr. Keene.
You wish to see me?
I'm Mrs. Jane Travers. Something horrible has happened, and I've come to you hoping you can help me. I've heard so much about you, Mr. Keene. People say you're not only a noted tracer of lost persons, but you're also famous for solving murder cases.
Many of my cases do involve murders.
Oh, then, Mr. Keene, I'm hoping you'll help me. I'm so shocked and confused. I don't know which way to turn.
Oh, please sit down and try to compose yourself, Mrs. Travers. Has someone you know been murdered?
My husband, Donald. He was shot to death last night in the home of my two aunts. One of them may be under suspicion for the crime.
Please give me all the details, Mrs. Travers.
I have two unmarried aunts, Mr. Keene. My Aunt Martha Carson and my Aunt Amy. They've been living alone for years in an old house in a quiet section of the city.
Where your husband's murder took place?
Yes. I don't see my aunts very often. I'm afraid they're both rather eccentric. They don't encourage visitors. In fact, they have a rather frightening reputation in the neighborhood.
Frightening, Mrs. Travers? In what way?
They're known as the Weird Sisters. They hardly ever leave the house, and very few people get a chance to see them. Yesterday, my husband Donald went over there.
For any particular reason?
Well, I hadn't heard from my aunts in over 6 months, and I was worried about them. I felt that something was wrong. They have no telephone, so Donald decided to investigate.
By himself, Mrs. Travers?
I was going to go with him, Mr. Keene, but I developed a violent headache a few hours before, and Donald went alone.
Well, a good thing for you, maybe, ma'am.
You mean, Mr. Clancy, I could have been murdered along with my husband? Well, when I think that Donald is gone,
We understand, my dear.
Anyway, Donald went over to see my aunts. And the next thing I knew, the police notified me of his murder. We'd only been married 8 months, and we were so very happy.
What did the police investigation disclose, Mrs. Travers?
As far as I know, Mr. Keene, they only spoke to Aunt Martha. She's 45 now, I think about 10 years older than her sister Amy.
And what did your Aunt Martha tell the police?
She said she was out of the house when Donald was shot, and that Aunt Amy is away in the country. But when the police question people in the neighborhood, they're bound to find out that Aunt Martha was lying.
You're sure of that?
Aunt Amy would never leave Martha and go out of the city for one thing. And Aunt Martha herself only left the house once in 6 months at the most. Oh, Mr. Keene, something must be terribly wrong with my aunts.
Are you afraid that they may be involved in your husband's murder?
Oh, no. No, I just can't believe that either of them had anything to do with Donald's murder. It's just that with those rumors going around.
Rumors of their eccentricity?
Some people have even said there's a streak of insanity in their behavior. The police may think that one of my aunts killed Donald in a burst of maniacal fury. Oh, Mr. Keene, please do something to find out the truth.
I assure you, we'll do our utmost to help you, Mrs. Travers.
All Aunt Martha and Aunt Amy have in the world is each other. And in some ways, their relationship is almost like a stern mother and daughter.
How do you mean?
Well, Aunt Martha has always dominated Aunt Amy, for one thing. Even to the point of interfering with her personal affairs.
To what specific personal affairs are you referring?
Well, I don't know this is a positive fact, but I heard that my Aunt Amy once had a chance to marry. Was a man named George Wheeler, but Aunt Martha talked her out of it.
Do you know why, Mrs. Travers?
No, I don't, Mr. Keene. Oh, but please don't misunderstand me. Their relationship was always very warm and happy, at least as far as I knew. And in spite of their odd way of living, they got along together.
I see.
Oh, more than anything else in the world, I want my husband's murderer found. But if it should involve an innocent person, someone who used to be very close to me, I...
Suppose you take us to your aunt's house, Mrs. Travers.
I have an unhappy job to do first, Mr. Keene. Arrange for my husband's funeral. But I can give you the address and meet you there later.
Very well. Write it down here, please.
Yes. Mrs. Martha and Amy Carson, 1124 Ivy Road.
Mike, we'll proceed to that address immediately and see if we can start unraveling the mystery of Donald Travers' murder on the scene of the crime.
Well, this is the house, Mr. Keene. Sure, and it's nothing but a rickety pile of shingles going to seed.
There doesn't seem to be a doorbell, Mike.
Well?
Miss Carson?
I'm Martha Carson, yes.
My name is Keene, and this is my partner, Mike Clancy. We're investigating the murder of Donald Travers, your niece's husband.
Who sent for you?
We were asked to take the case by Jane Travers, your niece.
The police have already been here. If you're not from them...
Let's not have any trouble, ma'am. We usually work along with the police.
May we come in, Miss Martha?
Well, just for a minute.
Are you alone?
Yes.
I understand your younger sister, Amy, lives here with you.
Amy's gone. She'll be away for the rest of the month, at least.
I'd like to ask you a few questions, Miss Martha.
The police have already talked to me about my nephew's murder, Mr. Keene. I told them I knew nothing about it.
You were out of this house when it happened?
Yes.
Where, may I ask?
I was just out, that's all. Doing some shopping.
Well, then perhaps someone at the store where you shopped would be able to identify you.
Why should I need that, Mr. Keene?
Miss Martha, according to your niece, you and your sister Amy may come under some suspicion in this murder case. And I want to help you if I can.
I don't need any help. I can take care of this by myself.
What's that chopping noise?
Well, Mr. Keene, there's a fella standing out there chopping down a dead tree. I can see him from this window.
That's our handyman, Luther Prague. He does work around here.
He looks big enough to pull that tree up by the roots with his bare hands.
Mr. Keene, do you really think the police might suspect me or my sister Amy in some way?
Your niece seems to think so, Miss Martha.
And I don't want anyone to say I'm hiding something. I could tell you about someone you might want to talk to, but I don't want him to know you heard it from me.
Who is it?
A man named George Wheeler.
The man who wanted to marry your sister Amy?
How do you know about that, Mr. Keene?
Your niece, Jane Travers, mentioned it.
Well, she had no right to. Well, anyway, George Wheeler had it in for Donald Travers.
He did? Why?
My sister Amy found out that George Wheeler couldn't be trusted, and it was Donald who told it to her. That's why, well, that's what broke up Amy's romance with George Wheeler.
And Wheeler hated Donald Travers for that.
Naturally.
Was George Wheeler anywhere near this house when young Travers was murdered?
He could have been. He lives only a short distance away. Mr. Keene, I never trusted the man myself, and when he loses his temper, he's capable of anything.
You realize, of course, Miss Martha, that your accusations are very grave, and that they might make George Wheeler an important suspect in this murder case.
I'm telling you the truth, Mr. Keene.
What is George Wheeler's address?
He lives in the small gray house on the corner. You can't miss it.
Perhaps we'd better question him, Mike.
Sounds like a good idea, Mr. Keene.
You'll find him at home now if you go right over.
Very well, Miss Martha.
Saints preserve us.
Who is that, Miss Martha?
None of your business, Mr. Keene.
Boss, it almost sounds like a trapped animal.
Miss Martha, where is that shriek coming from?
I won't tell you. Get out of my house and leave us alone.
Mike, let's go upstairs and investigate.
No, I won't let you do it. Luther! Luther, come in here quickly.
Mr. Keene, she's calling that big gorilla, the handyman.
I'm afraid we're in for a little trouble, Mike. Come on, Mike. We're going upstairs and...
No, don't you dare! Luther, stop these two men. Don't let them go upstairs.
Mr. Keene, it's the Axeman, and he's got that chopper in his hand.
Nevertheless, Mike, we're going upstairs right now to find out who is doing that shrieking and why.
Who is imprisoned in the room upstairs in the home of the strange Carson sisters? And what part did the prisoner play in the murder of Donald Travers? The rest of this exciting story will be heard on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at this same time. Be sure to listen again on Wednesday for Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons.
A most unusual Western program is the many times cited CBS radio series called Gunsmoke. This half-hour Saturday night adventure program recreates the authentic atmosphere of old Dodge City when the West was young and wild. In the character of United States Marshal Matt Dillon, you have a composite of all the restless, uncertain men who did their best to fight the battle for law and order according to their own lights. Remember, Gunsmoke is yours for thrills every Saturday night over most of these same stations. Your announcer, George Bryan. Gangbusters go into action Saturday nights on the CBS Radio Network.
Presenting Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, in our new Mr. Keene series, in which the kindly old investigator brings to us his most celebrated cases on Mondays through Fridays at this same time. Tonight, the Shrieking Prisoner murder case. The scene opens at night in a large old-fashioned house in a lonely section of New York City. A young man has just entered the darkened interior, and as he moves across the room, he he hears a sudden, blood-curdling shriek of frustration and anguish coming from another part of the house. The young man stands frozen for a moment. Then, as he quickly moves to a door and opens it, a shot rings out. A moment later, a murderer peers down with grim satisfaction at the figure on the floor. The lifeless body of a young man with a bullet through his heart. And now, Mr. Keene, the famous investigator, and his partner Mike Clancy are looking into the murder. The scene of the crime is a home owned by two weird sisters, Martha and Amy Carson. And the murdered man is their niece's young husband. Why has he been murdered? Mr. Keene is first attempting to find the source of the frightful shrieking which has been heard in the house. But he and Mike are being blocked by Martha Carson and Luther Prague, her burly handyman, who has entered the room with an axe in his hand. As Mr. Keene says,
Martha Carson, I'm here with my partner, Mike Clancy, to investigate the murder of young Donald Travers. I suggest you tell your handyman to let us go upstairs to find out who's shrieking up there.
No, you can't go up there.
If you go up, I'll chop you both to pieces.
My partner, Mike Clancy, happens to be armed himself, Luther Prague.
And my gun can speak a lot faster than his axe, boss.
I told you to get out of my house, Mr. Keene.
We're going to find out who's upstairs, Miss Martha, shrieking like a trapped animal. If you try to prevent us, you'll only put yourself further under suspicion for the murder that occurred in this house last night.
Luther, don't let Mr. Keene go upstairs.
Get out of here, both of you. I'll chop the two of you to pieces with this axe if you try to go upstairs. Look out, boss. He means it.
Careful, Mike. Miss Martha, call this man off, or there'll be trouble.
No, you have no right to search this house.
Are you getting out, or do I chop you both to pieces with this axe?
Put that axe down, Luther.
And be quick about it. Well, Miss Martha... Put it down, or I knock it out of your hand. I'll tear you apart, you...
Luther!
Oh. Well, he's not hurt bad. I just had to quiet him down a little.
Well, Miss Martha, are you going to take us upstairs now? Or do we find out by ourselves who is shrieking up there? And what it has to do with the murder that occurred here in your house last night?
I'll take you upstairs, Mr. Keene. Come with me. Before I open the door, Mr. Keene, let me tell you something. No one in this house right now had anything to do with the murder of young Donald Travers, my niece's husband.
That remains to be proven, Miss Martha.
My niece, Jane Travers, should never have sent you here.
Jane Travers only wanted to help you prove your innocence, Miss Martha. The police may be putting both you and your sister under arrest shortly.
But why, Mr. Keene? We had nothing against Donald.
Well, it's your reputation that's against you, lady.
You mean the reputation we have in this neighborhood for being eccentric, Mr. Clancy? For being weird sisters?
There's talk about the possibility of insanity in your family.
And if that don't sound like a crazy woman, I never heard one.
Mr. Keene, there is insanity in my family, as you'll see right now. You can go inside the room.
Mr. Keene, there she is. Saints preserve us, she's staring at us.
With vacant, expressionless eyes.
Look at her hair, falling down like strings of rope over her face. And her fingernails, they must be an inch long.
Mr. Keene, this is my sister Amy.
And you keep her locked up in this room, Miss Martha?
For her own good.
For my own good? You mean because you hate me? Everybody hates me.
Amy.
Don't touch me, Martha.
Martha, you lied when you said your sister Amy was away in the country.
I didn't want anyone to know that Amy was up here in this room, Mr. Keene. Because I don't want her taken away and put in an asylum. I'll do anything to prevent that.
Be careful what you say, Miss Martha. Anything could mean that you may have murdered young Donald Travers to stop him from discovering your secret.
No, I didn't kill him, Mr. Keene, and neither did my sister Amy.
But Amy was inside the house when the murder occurred.
Yes, she was. But, Mr. Keene, I told you about a man you ought to question in this case, George Wheeler. When he broke up with Amy, she lost her mind. She loved George so much.
George? Where is George? Why doesn't he come to see me? Why?
Amy, try to control yourself.
Miss Martha, you told us that this man, George Wheeler, hated your nephew, Donald Travers, because Travers accused Wheeler of being untrustworthy and advised your sister Amy here not to marry him.
My sister Amy went out of her mind because she was so madly in love with Wheeler. The shock of finding out he was beneath her was too much.
And you had nothing to do with it?
Martha had a great deal to do with it, Mr. Keene.
George Wheeler!
I heard what you said to these people as I came up the stairs, Martha. I heard you trying to accuse me of murder.
George! You've come to rescue me!
No, Amy, I can't take you away from here. I didn't come for
Then I'll fight my way out. I'll tear my way out with my fingernails.
Stop that!
You know I didn't mean it, Martha. Don't be angry.
Amy, I'm terribly sorry.
What are you doing in my house, George Wheeler? I told you to stay out of here for good.
I came, Martha, because I thought the police would still be here. And I had some evidence for them. But first, I want to clear up a few matters with Mr. Keene. I know who you are, sir.
Well, Mr. Wheeler?
Amy Carson loved me. And she would have married me if it hadn't been for her sister Martha. Martha made Amy turn me down when I proposed.
And rightly so. You knew my sister had some money, and you thought you could live on that once you married her.
I have a good job, Martha. You know that. I don't need Amy's money. If it weren't for her sister Martha's domination, Amy wouldn't be the poor, broken figure you see her as now. Look at her, Mr. Keene. It's pitiful.
Shouldn't she just stares at the wall as if none of us were in the room?
My heart breaks when I see her this way, Mr. Clancy.
It's possible, isn't it, Mr. Wheeler, that Amy Carson could have resented Donald Travers just as you did?
Oh, how do you mean, Mr. Keene?
Why exactly did Donald Travers object to her marriage to you?
He said that I was after her money.
Martha, do you and your sister have a great deal of money?
We had enough to live comfortably, Mr. Keene.
Judging by this house, it couldn't be a fortune.
In any case, Mike, if Amy Carson had resented the things young Donald Travers said about the man she loved, she may have wanted to strike back at her nephew herself.
Oh, no, Mr. Keene. Amy wouldn't murder because of that.
Amy Carson is obviously insane, Mr. Wheeler, and probably dangerous. And in that state, she could be capable of anything, even murder, with no motive at all.
And what about Martha Carson? Is she completely above any suspicion?
How dare you accuse me, George Wheeler? Mr. Keene, do you think I could have murdered my nephew to prevent him from finding out about Amy and sending her to an asylum?
That's how the police may take it, Miss Martha. Mr. Wheeler, a moment ago you said you had some new evidence. What is it?
This gold watch, Mr. Keene.
Well, let's see it, mister.
Well, I found it this morning, and I recognized it as Donald Travers' watch.
It belonged to the murder victim?
Yes, Mr. Keene, absolutely. I'd seen Travers wear it several times.
And where did you find it?
In Luther Prague's room.
Boss, Luther Prague must have stolen this watch from the murdered man.
If he did, Mike, we'll be dealing with another suspect in this case. Mr. Wheeler, was Luther Prague downstairs when you came into the house?
No, Mr. Keene.
Well, he must have come to and left right after we came up here, boss.
Yes, Mike. Where does he live, Mr. Wheeler?
He can usually be found in an old abandoned shack. It's in an empty lot a short distance from here.
I wonder if anything else was missing from the victim's body that Luther Prague may have taken.
I searched Luther's room carefully, but that was all I could find. Mr.
Well,
Keene.
it's all beginning to add up, boss. Looks like that big muscle man, Luther Prague, is the next fellow we want to see.
Yes, Mike. Martha, before I leave, I want to know what you intend doing about your sister Amy here. She's insane. She may be dangerous.
I'll have her examined by a doctor, Mr. Keene. And if he tells me to send her away to a mental institution, I will.
Mr. Wheeler.
Yes, Mr. Keene.
Would you point out Luther Prague's shack to us now?
I will, Mr. Keene.
And then I must ask you to remain close by yourself for further questioning.
In other words, I'm still a suspect, too.
Frankly, yes.
Very well, Mr. Keene. I'll do just as you say.
All right, Mike. Now we'll have a talk with Luther Prague and find out just how he obtained this watch and what he knows about young Donald Travers' murder.
Okay, boss.
I'll be talking to you later, Miss Martha.
All right, Mr. Keene. Amy, stop crying.
You said you were going to send me away. You said that, Martha. I hate you.
They'll never take you away, Amy. I won't let them. I'll kill anyone who tries to take you away. I swear it.
The handyman Luther Prague has become a fourth murder suspect on Mr. Keene's list. But was young Donald Travers murdered with robbery as the motive? Or is the murder linked to the mystery of the insane woman so closely guarded by her older sister? The rest of this exciting story will be heard on Thursday and Friday at this same time. Be sure to listen tomorrow to Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons. Be sure to listen to Mr. Keene tomorrow, Thursday, at this same time for the next episode of The Shrieking Prisoner Murder Case. And don't miss the regular half-hour Mr. Keene program, heard every Friday night over most of these stations. Tomorrow evening, CBS Radio gives the spotlight to Kathy and Elliot Lewis on stage with a poignant drama titled The Younger Sister. It tells how an older sister's feeling of responsibility toward her sister threatens the marriages of both girls. Don't miss Kathy and Elliot Lewis on stage tomorrow night on most of these same stations. Also tomorrow evening at the Star's address, enjoy the laughs when you meet Millie on her latest escapade. Millie Bronson, played by Elena Verdugo, and her addle-headed mama get into all kinds of troubles up in a mountain resort. Yes, meet Millie tomorrow night, and you'll laugh. Your announcer, Stuart Metz. It's time now for Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons. Presenting Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, in our new Mr. Keene series, in which the kindly old investigator brings to us his most celebrated cases on Mondays through Fridays at this same time. Tonight, the Shrieking Prisoner Murder Case. Mr. Keene, the famous investigator, and his partner Mike Clancy are looking into the strange murder of young Donald Travers, who was shot to death in a lonely house owned by his wife's two eccentric aunts, Martha and Amy Carson. Both Carson sisters are suspects in the case, for Amy is shriekingly insane, and Martha was determined that no one should find out about it. A third suspect is George Wheeler, whose engagement to Amy Carson was broken because of the victim's interference. But now, Mr. Keene and Mike have gone to investigate still another suspect, a handyman named Luther Prague. Meanwhile, in the Carson house, Martha tries to calm her insane sister Amy. And inside the room in the attic, which has been Amy Carson's prison, we hear...
Amy! You must be quiet. You know you can trust me, your own sister.
Trust you, Martha? When you keep me locked up here like a prisoner?
It's for your own good. I swore no one would take you to an insane asylum, and I'm keeping that promise.
Who were those strange men who were here?
That was Mr. Keene, the famous investigator, and his partner, Mr. Clancy.
Investigators?
Yes. They're trying to find out who murdered our nephew, Donald Travers, here in our house last night.
Oh.
George Wheeler has taken them to Luther Prague's shack. They think Luther, our handyman, murdered Donald Travers.
They do? But why?
They think Luther killed him to rob him. And I've told them something else, Amy. I said George Wheeler could have murdered Donald because Donald said something that broke up your romance with George.
My romance? Martha, you broke up my engagement to George.
Donald Travers was the one who called George a fortune hunter, wasn't he?
Yes, Donald did. And I could have killed him when he said it.
Amy, don't say that in front of Mr. Keene. I think we've got him fooled now, so let's not spoil it.
You're trying to fool Mr. Keene?
Yes. He never would have come here if our niece Jane hadn't sent him.
Jane Travers. Donald's wife?
She's another one who's trying to interfere. They're all trying to send you away to an asylum, Amy. But they'll have to do it over my dead body.
You're too smart for them, aren't you, Martha?
I certainly am. And I'm not through with Mr. Keene yet. I've got a few other ways to confuse him, too. Now, you stay where you are, Amy.
What are you doing, Martha?
I can see Luther's shack through this window. Mr. Keene and his partner are walking towards it. George Wheeler is gone. I'm leaving now, Amy.
Take me with you, Martha. Don't leave me alone in this room again.
You've got to stay here, Amy. But don't be afraid. When I talk to Mr. Keene, I'll make certain he ends up in more of a muddle than ever.
No! Don't shut me out!
Be quiet!
No! Don't lock me up! Don't! Open the door! Let me out! Let me out!
Well, it's no use, Mr. Keene. The door to this shack of Luther Prague's is good and locked. I've worked on it now for half an hour.
If we want to search this place, Mike, you'll have to find another way of getting in.
I might be able to force a window.
When George Wheeler found that watch that had been stolen from the murdered man, Donald Travers, this door must have been accidentally left locked.
Mr. Keene!
Boss, it's Martha Carson.
Mr. Keene! My sister, Amy. She's escaped.
She got out of that room, Miss Martha?
She tied the bed sheets together and let herself down through the window.
Saints preserve us. Now we've got a crazy woman running around loose.
I'd better make a thorough search of the neighborhood for her, Mike. Meanwhile, you try to get into this shack of Luther Prague somehow and search it.
Right, Mr. Keene, sir.
Come with me, Miss Martha. We'd better find your sister Amy before she has a chance to do anything violent. We've gone over the neighborhood pretty thoroughly, Miss Martha, but we found no sign of your sister Amy.
It's getting dark, Mr. Keene.
It was foolish of you not to turn your sister over to the health authorities the moment you knew she was insane, Miss Martha.
I realize that now, but I couldn't bear to let her go. She's all I have, Mr. Keene. We've lived in this house for 20 years, ever since our parents died.
How long ago did you decide to shut yourself off from the rest of the world?
Oh, 10 years or more, Mr. Keene. It happened when I was disappointed in love. I was going to marry someone, but he jilted me.
And so you couldn't stand the idea of your sister Amy marrying either a short time ago?
It was Donald Travers who broke up her engagement to George Wheeler when he said George was a fortune hunter. That's what caused Amy's mind to crack.
And it could have caused her to murder Donald Travers.
No, that's not true, Mr. Keene. After all, I had something to do with that broken engagement, too. I loved Amy too much to let her marry that scoundrel.
And did you love her so much you would have committed murder? To keep someone like Donald Travers from finding out about Amy's insanity and sending her to an asylum?
That's ridiculous. You can't prove a thing like that, Mr. Keene.
Miss Martha, what kind of an income do you have? How do you get money to live?
I told you, Mr. Keene, we had a little money left to us by my father.
May I ask how much?
That happens to be my business. It was enough to get by on through the years.
And where do you keep this money, Miss Martha?
Why are you asking me so many questions about my money, Mr. Keene? I don't like to talk about it.
Is it in the bank?
No. I have it in an even safer place. And that's all I'm going to tell you about my financial affairs.
Oh, Mr. Keene.
Oh, well, now, here comes your partner, Mr. Clancy.
Yes, Mike?
Well, boss, I just had another tussle with Luther Prague, that axe-swinging handyman. This time I left him in his shack tied to a bedpost with handcuffs.
Did he come in while you were searching his place, Mike?
That he did, sir. And just as I found some very important evidence.
What did you find, Mike?
Well, first of all, I found this wallet. It's got the initials D.T. on it.
Donald Travers, the murdered man.
That's right, boss. It's also got $200 in cash inside it. I found it in Luther's pocket when he came into his shack.
What else did you discover there, Mike?
And this gun, sir. It's a .38 caliber job, and one bullet is missing.
That might be the murder weapon.
Well, it was in Luther Prague's drawer.
There you are, Mr. Keene. It looks as though you've solved the mystery of my nephew's murder.
Does it, Miss Martha?
Our handyman, Luther Prague, killed Donald Travers. There's no question about it. He murdered Donald to steal that wallet and Donald's watch. The watch that George Wheeler found in Luther's room.
Well, the handyman admits he stole the watch and wallet, Mr. Keene. But he says he didn't kill the young fella.
Then how does he explain having the watch and wallet, Mike?
Well, Luther claims he heard the shot when Donald Travers was murdered. He says he was outside the Carson house at the time. And when Luther ran in, he found the body, but he didn't call the police himself.
You mean he robbed the dead man?
That's what he admits. He told me he figured the dead man couldn't use the money or the watch anymore, so he might as well make use of it himself.
And what did Luther Prague say about the gun you found in his shack, Mike?
Well, he said he never saw it before in his life, boss. And he swears he didn't murder Donald Travers.
Mr. Keene.
What is it, Miss Martha?
I thought I saw a light flash in the cellar of our house. Through that low window behind you.
She's right, boss. I saw it myself just now. Like someone was shining a flashlight on and off for a second or two.
How do we get into the cellar, Miss Martha?
There's a door on the other side of the house. Right around that corner.
Please stay here. We'll investigate that light. Come with me, Mike.
Well, here's the cellar door, Mr. Keene.
Open it, please, Mike.
Oh, there's a short flight of wooden steps leading downstairs.
Flash your light down there.
Careful, Mr. Keene. These steps are wet.
Yes, there seems to be a small leak in the water pipe above us.
Well, there's no one here in the cellar, Mr. Keene. Whoever it was flashing that light must have gotten away through that other door over there, leading up into the house.
Now, just a minute, Mike. There seem to be footprints here. The stairs were wet when the intruder came down, and there are 3 or 4 very clear footprints on the cement floor. Mike, shine your flashlight on the wall over there.
What? Mr. Keene, a big chunk of cement's been taken out of the wall. Looks like there was some kind of a hiding place there.
And, Mike, here's a $50 bill on the floor.
A $50 bill? What do you think it means, Mr. Keene?
It may mean we are very close to the solution to this murder case. Well, let's look around a bit more.
It's as quiet as a tomb down here. Sure, it makes my skin creep when I think that Amy Carson, a madwoman, is running around loose.
Flash your light on that hole in the wall once more, Mike.
There you are, sir.
The hole is lined with wood, and apparently it was used to hide valuables. Martha Carson tried to avoid the topic of money every time I brought it up, Mike.
Well, I think we'll know the truth when we tell her this wall's been tampered with, Mr. Keene.
I'm sure we will.
Mr. Keene, suppose them footprints on the stairs were made by that loony woman, Amy Carson. Look, boss, they lead right across the cellar floor and up those other stairs again.
That second flight of stairs must lead into the house. Mike, I'm going to follow those footprints up there.
Boss, remember crazy Amy Carson is dangerous. If she murdered Donald Travers, she wouldn't stop at trying to murder somebody else. She's a homicidal maniac.
Homicidal maniac or not, Mike, I'm going up there. Now.
Is Mr. Keene walking up into the arms of a homicidal maniac? Which of Mr. Keene's suspects murdered Donald Travers? And why? For the solution to this startling mystery, be sure to listen tomorrow at this same time to Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons.
A most unusual Western program is the many times cited CBS radio series called Gunsmoke. This half-hour Saturday night adventure program recreates the authentic atmosphere of old Dodge City when the West was young and wild. In the character of United States Marshal Matt Dillon, you have a composite of all the restless, uncertain men who did their best to fight the battle for law and order according to their own lights. Remember, Gunsmoke is yours for thrills every Saturday night over most of these same stations. Your announcer, George Bryan. Gangbusters go into action Saturday nights on the CBS Radio Network.
It's time now for Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons.
Presenting Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, in our new Mr. Keene series, in which the kindly old investigator brings to us his most celebrated cases on Mondays through Fridays at this same time. Tonight, the Shrieking Prisoner murder case. Mr. Keene, the famous investigator, and his partner, Mike Clancy, are investigating the strange murder of Donald Travers, who was shot to death as he entered a lonely house owned by his wife's two eccentric aunts, Martha and Amy Carson. Amy Carson is insane. And although both sisters are suspects in the case, Mr. Keene has his eye on two other suspects, Luther Prague, a handyman who robbed the victim, and George Wheeler, who at one time wanted to marry Amy Carson. But now, Mr. Keene has found an empty hiding place in the wall of the Carson cellar, and strange footprints lead up from the cellar to the house. Footprints that may have been made by the insane Amy Carson. Now, as Mr. Keene and Mike slowly mount the cellar stairs, wondering whether they're walking into the arms of a homicidal maniac, Mike is saying,
Mr. Keene, remember Amy Carson is dangerous. If she murdered Donald Travers, she wouldn't stop at trying to kill someone else.
I know, Mike. But we've got to find out who made these footprints and where they lead.
We're liable to meet her up here, behind this door, waiting for us with the kitchen knife.
Now, Mike, open that door.
There's a woman there, boss.
Yes, Mike. but it's Jane Travers, the wife of the murdered man.
Oh, Mr. Keene, I just got here to my aunt's house. Have you found any new evidence about my husband's murder?
My partner, Mike Clancy, and I have uncovered quite a bit of evidence, Mrs. Travers. I think I know now who murdered your husband.
Was it one of my aunts, Aunt Martha or Aunt Amy?
I'll name the killer as soon as I have my final clue, Mrs. Travers. Meanwhile, let me tell you what we've uncovered in this case so far. I think you have a right to know. Both your aunts are under strong suspicion.
But why, Mr. Keene? Why would they do such a terrible thing?
Your Aunt Amy is insane. She was in love with a man named George Wheeler, but she was forced to turn down his proposal of marriage.
Yes, I know that, Mr. Keene.
Your husband told her that this fellow Wheeler was only after her money when he proposed to her.
Donald told her that?
Apparently, Mrs. Travers. Then Amy's older sister, Martha, forced Amy to turn George Wheeler down. Amy could have blamed that on your husband and murdered him in a burst of insane frenzy.
Oh, I can't believe it, Mr. Keene.
Your Aunt Martha is a suspect because she had her sister Amy hidden away at the top of this house, and she wanted no one to know about her sister's insanity.
To prevent Aunt Amy from being taken to a mental institution.
Yes, Mrs. Travers. If your husband had been on the verge of finding out the secret, Martha Carson could have lost her head and murdered him.
But what had happened to Aunt Amy? What drove her insane?
The fact that her sister Martha broke up her romance with George Wheeler did that, Mrs. Travers. Of course, it also makes Wheeler a suspect, too. He may have had a grudge against your husband for calling him a fortune hunter.
And, Mrs. Travers, we've got a fourth suspect, a handyman named Luther Prague.
We found your husband's watch and wallet in his possession, and also a gun that may turn out to be the murder weapon.
Did he rob my husband?
Luther Prague claims that he did that after the murder had been committed by someone else. Well, that remains to be seen.
But, Mr. Keene, you say you know who actually killed my husband.
I think I do. And I'll be able to put the murderer under arrest very shortly. Now, let me ask you something. What do you know about your aunt's finances?
Why, practically nothing, Mr. Keene.
If your husband thought George Wheeler was a fortune hunter, and that was the reason he wanted to marry Amy Carson, he must have thought your aunt had money.
And you believe she has a great deal of money, is that it?
Let's say she had.
What do you mean?
A few minutes ago in the cellar, we found part of the wall broken open. It had evidently been a hiding place for valuables. Valuables that had been stolen just before we entered the cellar.
Oh, does Aunt Martha know that, Mr. Keene?
Not yet, Mrs. Travers.
Oh, Mr. Keene, no matter how this case turns out, I want you to know that I'm so grateful to you for all you've done.
Mr. Keene.
Boss, it's George Wheeler.
Mr. Keene, Amy Carson has returned home.
She's been found, Mr. Wheeler?
She came to my house after she escaped, and I brought her home. Her sister Martha's with her now, upstairs in Amy's room.
I want to talk to her immediately.
You want me to go with you, Mr. Keene?
No, Mike. I'd rather you stay here with Mrs. Travers and George Wheeler. Just a few minutes now, we ought to know the final answer to this mystery and put Donald Travers' murderer under arrest.
Amy, you must listen to me. You know who I am, don't you, Amy? Don't you?
You're my sister, Martha.
Why did you run away?
I wanted to see George.
George?
I wanted him to marry me.
You're never to speak to George Wheeler again, do you hear? Amy, listen to me. Our nephew, Donald Travers, has been murdered. I've been trying to get you to remember that.
Donald?
He was shot to death downstairs in this house last night.
Good. I'm glad Donald's dead. Glad, do you hear? I hated him. Hated him.
Amy, don't talk like that. Mr. Keene may hear you.
Donald said George was no good. He lied. And I'm glad he's dead.
Amy! Mr. Keene.
Mr. Keene?
Miss Martha, George Wheeler just told me your sister Amy had returned.
Amy, this is Mr. Keene, the famous investigator. You remember him? You saw him just before you ran away.
Oh?
Miss Martha, I have some news for you. I believe you've been robbed.
Robbed?
We found an open hole in the cellar wall and a $50 bill on the floor, which the thief must have dropped.
All our money was hidden inside that wall. Over $50,000. Oh, I've got to see. I've got to find out. Go on.
Now, Amy, I want to ask you some questions.
Questions?
Do you remember hearing a shot last night?
I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Keene.
You know that your niece's husband, Donald Travers, is dead.
Yes. My sister told me.
Both you and your sister are under suspicion of murdering him, Amy. And so are the handyman Luther Prague and George Wheeler.
Don't blame George. You can't arrest George. I won't let you. I'll kill you first. I'll kill you with this.
Where did you get that knife, Amy?
You didn't know I had a knife hidden inside my sash, did you, Mr. Keene? I picked it up in George's house. And now it's going to come in handy.
Amy, please put the knife down on that table.
You're afraid of me, aren't you? Of course you are. For all you know, I killed Donald Travers.
Did you, Amy?
I had a good reason, didn't I, Mr. Keene? I hated him more than I've ever hated anyone in my life.
But I'm your friend. Now try to calm yourself.
And I'm glad Donald's dead. Do you understand? It makes me happy.
Amy, give me that knife.
No, Mr. Keene. I'm going to use this knife on you. I'm going to use it on you, Mr. Keene.
But you have nothing against me. And you're not angry with me. I only want to help you.
I don't believe it.
Amy, you're going to give me that knife right now.
No.
I'm your friend. You know that. And you're ill. Very ill.
Yes. I'm ill.
So put the knife down, Amy. Put it down.
I'll... All right.
That's better. I'll take the knife now.
Boss, are you all right? I heard Amy from downstairs.
Did she try to use that knife on you, Mr. Keene?
For a moment, Mr. Wheeler, I thought she would. Mike, search George Wheeler.
What? Don't move, Mr. Saints preserve us. Wheeler's pockets are loaded with $1,000 bills.
Which he stole from the Carson sisters' hiding place in the cellar. And George Wheeler is the man who murdered Donald Travers.
Do you think you can prove that, Mr. Keene?
I'm sure I can, Mr. Wheeler. For one thing, you planted the murder gun in Luther Prague's shack.
When he found the watch Luther stole from the murdered man's body, Mr. Keene?
Yes, Mike. Wheeler told us he'd searched Luther's shack carefully. If he had, he would certainly have found that gun. So it means that George Wheeler planted the gun there himself.
And what about them footprints in the cellar, boss?
That was my second clue, Mike. The footprints were made by a man who was wearing heavy rubber-soled sports shoes, like Wheeler is wearing now.
That still isn't enough proof against me.
Boss, this fellow Wheeler must have been searching this house for that money when Donald Travers walked in and surprised him.
Yes, Mike. That's why he murdered Travers. But he still hadn't found out where the Carson sisters kept their fortune hidden. He didn't learn that until tonight.
Well, how do you think he found out tonight, boss?
I told him.
Amy, be quiet.
You told him, Amy?
Yes. George said he'd take me away and marry me if I told him where we had our money hidden.
That was when you went to George Wheeler's home tonight, Amy?
Yes, Mr. Keene. George brought me back here, and we went into the cellar. I showed him where our money was hidden, and then he sent me upstairs. George, You will marry me now, won't you?
You mad woman, let go of me! You insane fool!
Mr. Keene, it's gone. Our money's gone. But your partner's holding it.
Yes, Miss Martha. We've recovered your money. It was George Wheeler who stole it, and it was he who murdered young Donald Travers.
Yes, you're right, Keene. I killed him when he walked in on me last night. But he had it coming to him anyway. I could have married Amy if it hadn't been for him.
Mr. Keene, I had as much to do with breaking up that marriage as Donald did. For selfish reasons, I must admit now. But I'll make up for the way I treated Amy. I will, Amy. I promise. You'll get medical treatment and a cure if it takes all our money.
And George Wheeler will get the electric chair. Put him under arrest, Mike, for the murder of Donald Travers.
And so Mr. Keene finds the solution to the shrieking prisoner murder case. Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, is based on the novel Mr. Keene. The radio sequel is originated and produced by Frank and Ann Hummert. Dialogue by Lawrence Clee. Directed by Blair Walliser. Philip Clark plays Mr. Keene. Don't miss Mr. Keene next Monday at the same time when the kindly old tracer turns to The Case of Murder and the One-Eyed Gypsy. A most unusual Western program is the many times cited CBS radio series called Gunsmoke. This half-hour Saturday night adventure program recreates the authentic atmosphere of old Dodge City when the West was young and wild. In the character of United States Marshal Matt Dillon, you have a composite of all the restless, uncertain men who did their best to fight the battle for law and order according to their own lights. Remember, Gunsmoke is yours for thrills every Saturday night over most of these same stations. Your announcer, George Bryan. Gangbusters go into action Saturday nights on the CBS Radio Network.
It's time now for Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons. Ladies and gentlemen, Amison and Colinos present Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, one of the most famous characters of American fiction in one of radio's most thrilling dramas. Tonight and every Thursday at the same time, the famous old investigator takes from his file and brings to us one of his most celebrated missing persons cases. Tonight's case is entitled The Innocent Flirtation Murder Case. Many of you, I'm sure, have had Anacin recommended to you for the quick relief of pain from headaches, neuritis, or neuralgia. Everywhere, people are switching to this fast, modern way to relief. Anacin is like a doctor's prescription. That is, it contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven, active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Thousands of people have been given an envelope containing Anacin tablets at some time or other by their dentists or physicians. These people know how incredibly fast its action is. If you have not yet tried Anacin, go to your drug counter now and pick up a box. Try Anacin the next time you are in pain from neuralgia, neuritis, or a headache. You'll be delighted with the results. For most effective relief, use only as directed. Ask for Anacin, spelled A-N-A-C-I-N. Now for Mr. Keene and the Innocent Flirtation Murder Case. Our scene opens in a large suburban home. It is late at night, and a quarrel is in progress. A quarrel that is about to end in tragedy. I'm sorry about this whole thing. But when you come to your senses, you'll... What are you doing? No. No. Put that gun down. Don't kill me. Don't! The next morning, in the office of Mr. Keene, the famous investigator...
Mr. Keene. Which of you gentlemen is Mr. Keene?
I'm Mr. Keene. This is my partner, Mike Clancy.
Sure, and what's all the excitement, mister?
I didn't do it. I didn't kill him, I tell you.
Saints preserve us. What's he talking about, boss?
Pull that chair over here, Mike, so he can sit down. Now, try to relax. What's your name?
Wills. Arthur Wills. I'm a building contractor. Last night I did the most awful thing I've ever done in my life. Put myself under suspicion of murder.
Exactly what happened, Mr. Wills?
You may have heard of Kenneth Leighton.
The architect?
Yes, Mr. Keene. One of the most successful young architects in the country. I went to his home in the suburbs with a pair of dueling pistols and challenged him to a duel.
A duel? In this day and age?
Oh, I don't blame you for looking at me as if I was crazy, Mr. Clancy, and maybe I was for a little while. Crazy with jealousy. It happened just after midnight, Mr. Keene. I'd gone to Kenneth Leighton's home where I found him alone.
Just a moment. I'll open the door. Arthur Wills. What are you doing here at this hour?
You'll see what I'm doing in just a second. Here. Take your choice, Leighton.
What have you got inside that box?
A pair of dueling pistols. One for you and the other for me. We're going to have this out once and for all.
Dueling pistols? You can't be serious, Wills.
You can't laugh your way out of this one, Leighton. I've found out about you and my wife. You've been making love to her. And one of us is going to pay for it with his life.
You must be out of your mind, Wills. Mary and I were never serious about each other. It was nothing but an innocent flirtation.
Lies won't help you, Leighton. Are you going to accept my challenge to shoot it out with these pistols?
Of course not. We're not living in the Middle Ages. Put those pistols away.
You coward!
You crazy fool! I'm sorry I had to knock you down, Wills. I'm sorry about this whole thing. But when you come to your senses... What are you doing? No. No, put that gun down. Don't kill me. Don't!
I swear to you, Mr. Keene, that's what happened.
You had first challenged Kenneth Leighton to a duel. Is that it, Mr. Wills?
Yes. He laughed at me and wouldn't accept. Then he must have mistaken a move I made for an attack because he struck me and knocked me down. He's a young man and strong. The blow dazed me for a few seconds, and while I was trying to come to my senses, I thought I heard two shots. A few moments later, when I came around, I saw Kenneth Leighton lying dead on the floor.
Have the police been notified of the murder?
Not yet, Mr. Keene. I was too frightened to do anything but run. I wandered through the streets all night and then thought of you. You have a reputation for helping a man when he's desperately in need of it, Mr. Keene. Please, help me now before I'm arrested for a murder I didn't commit.
Sit where you are, Mr. Wills. Hello?
Is Mr. Keene there, please?
This is Mr. Keene speaking.
My name is Don Judson, sir. I'm an assistant to Kenneth Leighton, the architect. He was murdered last night, Mr. Keene. I found his body. And I'm requesting that you investigate the case on his behalf.
When did you find the body, Mr. Judson?
Early this morning when I came to Mr. Leighton's home for a business conference.
Then the police have been called?
Yes, sir. I called them. They've already made a preliminary investigation, and they're looking for a man named Arthur Wills. 2 dueling pistols belonging to Wills were found on the floor, and both of them had been fired.
I see. All right, Mr. Judson. I'll do everything I can. Where are you calling from?
Mr. Leighton's home, sir.
I'll be there inside of an hour.
Thank you, Mr. Keene. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Mr. Wills, do you know who Don Judson is?
Yes, Mr. Keene. He's a young architect. A protege of Kenneth Layton's.
Well, he's found Layton's body, and the police are looking for you.
Then they know.
Your dueling pistols were found on the floor beside the body.
Yes. In my fright, I left them there. They were family heirlooms. The family name is inscribed on them.
Mr. Wills, are you willing to give yourself up to the police while my partner, Mike Clancy, and I investigate your claim of innocence?
My claim of innocence? You mean you don't believe me?
So far, the circumstances are against you. And your word is all I have for your innocence.
If you can't help me, Mr. Keene, I'm lost. The police will find out that I was insanely jealous of my wife and hated Layton for seeing her. I won't have a chance.
Well, Mr. Wills, if I find you're guilty of murdering Kenneth Layton, I assure you I'll make certain you won't have a chance.
Mr. Keene, would I have come here to your office begging for help if I were guilty?
Sure, and many a man's come to Mr. Keene saying that he was innocent, when all he was trying to do was to pull the wool over the boss's eyes. But none of them ever got away with it.
Mr. Keene, I'm willing to put all my trust in you and pay the penalty if you find out that I haven't been honest with you.
Very well, Mr. Wills. We'll drive you to police headquarters, where you'll surrender yourself for questioning. After that, Mike and I will begin investigating this remarkable case at the scene of the crime.
Kenneth Layton must have been a wealthy fellow, Mr. Keene. This house of his is fit for a king.
He was one of the youngest and most successful architects in his profession, Mike. Asked Don Judson to wait here for me.
Well, Judson is Layton's assistant. Is that it, boss?
Yes, he found Layton's body. I wondered.
Yes?
My name is Keene.
Oh, yes. Don Judson is expecting you. Please come in.
Thank you.
I'm Mary Wills.
Mary Wills?
Arthur Wills' wife.
I see.
Is that Mr. Keene?
Yes.
Well, I'm happy to know you, sir. I'm Don Judson.
And this is my partner, Mike Clancy.
Glad to know you.
Mrs. Wills arrived a few minutes ago. I phoned and told her that the police were looking for her husband. This is Mr. Keene, the famous investigator, Mrs. Wills.
Mr. Keene, I just can't believe that my husband has anything to do with Kenneth Layton's death. And when he's
He's
found...
already given himself up to the police, Mrs. Wills.
He has?
And confessed to the murder?
No, Mr. Judson. Arthur Wills claims he's innocent.
Oh, you've got to help him, Mr. Keene.
I intend to, Mrs. Wills, providing I find he is innocent. Now, Mr. Judson, just where did you find Mr. Layton's body when you came in this morning?
Over there at the end of the foyer, Mr. Keene. The 2 dueling pistols were lying nearby. The police took the pistols as evidence.
I know. I talked to them about it. They found no fingerprints in either gun, however. Apparently, both guns were wiped off by the killer. Oh, Mike.
Yes, boss.
While I examine the foyer, suppose you look through the rest of the house.
Okay, sir.
I'll show him around, Mr. Keene.
Mrs. Wills, if you'll take a seat in the living room inside, I'll talk to you in just a few minutes.
Well, very well, Mr. Keene.
And meet me back here after you're through, Mike.
Right, sir.
This way, Mr. Clancy. What rooms would you like to examine first?
Well, did Mr. Layton have a private study, Mr. Judson?
Why, yes, through this door.
Well, that's as good a place as any to start with.
After you, Mr. Clancy. This study leads to a terrace outside, through those 2 French doors. If you'd like to see it,
Mr. Judson, just keep right on talking. I just saw a shadow out there on the terrace behind the doors.
Someone must be out there.
Act like you're still showing me around. And move over toward the terrace.
Mr. Layton owned a gun, I believe. He never had a chance to use it, I guess, before he was...
Step aside, quick, and let me open them terrace doors. You're looking for somebody, young lady?
Why, I just...
Mr. Clancy, it's Dorothy Grafton.
Get out of my way!
Just a second, miss. Come in here.
Let go of me! Let go of you here!
Mr. Clancy won't hurt you, Dorothy. There's nothing to be afraid of.
What's going on here, Mike?
Well, Mr. Keene, I just caught this young lady out on the terrace. She's trying to get away.
Who are you?
My name is Dorothy Grafton.
She was engaged to Kenneth Layton at one time, Mr. Keene.
What are you doing here, Miss Grafton?
I wanted to speak to Kenneth.
Kenneth is dead.
What did you say?
Kenneth Layton was murdered last night, Miss Grafton.
No. Oh, no. Oh, Don, you didn't...
I didn't do what?
What were you going to say, Miss Grafton?
Suppose I tell you, Mr. Keene. Dorothy Grafton seemed to feel that I was in love with her. She's apparently suggesting that I might have had something to do with Mr. Layton's murder because of her.
No, I didn't mean to.
Suppose we let the facts speak for themselves. Kenneth Layton threw you over long before I ever met you. Isn't that true, Dorothy?
I guess so, Don.
Mr. Keene, it stands to reason I couldn't have been jealous of Mr. Layton because of Dorothy. And another thing, I happen to pin a great deal on my future career.
What do you mean, Mr. Judson?
Well, I haven't been making very much money up to now. As an architect's apprentice, my salary wasn't high. But if Kenneth Layton had lived, one day he might have helped me to become as successful as he was.
Scrafton, is it true that you were in love with the murdered man, Kenneth Layton, and he threw you over?
Mr. Keene, I loved him. I swear I wouldn't have hurt him for anything in the world.
Sit down for a moment. I want you to remain here for questioning. Mike.
Yes, boss.
Did you find anything in this room worth examining?
Well, I didn't have a chance to look, sir. But Mr. Judson here said that Mr. Layton had a gun.
Mr. Judson, where did you usually keep his gun?
Right here in the lower desk drawer. He had a license for it, of course. Well, the gun is gone.
Boss, look. Dorothy Grafton's running for the terrace.
Go after her, Mike.
No, you'll never take me.
Come back here.
Miss Grafton dropped her bag.
I'll get it for you, Mr. Keene. This handbag feels rather heavy.
Yes. Let's see what's inside.
What? Oh, it's a gun.
Evidently, Miss Grafton came prepared for trouble. Do you recognize this weapon by any chance, Mr. Judson?
It looks like the one Mr. Layton owned. Oh, yes, Mr. Keene. This is the gun he kept in his desk.
Well, it doesn't seem to have been fired.
Inside, young lady, and no more tricks.
Here comes Mike with Dorothy Grafton. Now we'll see if she has anything further to say about a murder that was started by merely an innocent flirtation.
In just a moment, we'll return to Mr. Keene and the innocent flirtation murder case. Meanwhile, stop tooth decay and unpleasing breath. Yes, stop tooth decay and unpleasing breath that breeds between the teeth. Use Colonos toothpaste with dental floss action. Your dentist will tell you, brush your teeth after meals to stop decay. Clean those cracks and crevices deep between your teeth to guard against unpleasing breath. Now, Colonos gives you dental floss action. That is, sends thousands of active cleansing bubbles to help dislodge bits of food that can cause unpleasing breath. What's more, foamy, refreshing Colonos brightens teeth by removing ordinary yellow surface stains. Helps stop tooth decay. Get Colonos toothpaste with dental floss action today. Now back to Mr. Keene and the innocent flirtation murder case. Mr. Keene, the great investigator, and his partner, Mike Clancy, are investigating the murder of Kenneth Layton, a well-known young architect. Arthur Wills, a building contractor, is under suspicion for the murder. Wills was violently jealous of his wife, Mary, who was supposed to have had a flirtation with the murdered man. Now a new suspect has entered the case, attractive Dorothy Grafton, who had been jilted by the victim. She has just been brought into the study of Kenneth Layton's house after trying to escape. And as she faces Mr. Keene and young Don Judson, a protege of the murdered architect.
Why did you try to run away, Miss Grafton?
Because I'm innocent, Mr. Keene, and I know you'll try to pin Kenneth's murder on me.
Mr. Keene just found a gun in your handbag, Dorothy.
A gun, did you say, Don?
And Don tells me it belonged to the murdered man, Kenneth Layton.
Running away like that puts you in line for a murder charge, young lady.
Oh, no.
My partner, Mike Clancy, is right, Miss Grafton. You'll either tell the entire truth, or I'll have to turn you over to the police immediately.
Mr. Keene, will anyone believe the truth?
I will, if you play fair with me.
I stole that gun 2 days ago from Kenneth's desk.
Why?
I wanted him to take me back. I loved him so. I was going to threaten to use it on the two of us if he didn't. But it was only going to be a threat, Mr. Keene. I didn't actually mean it.
Is that why you tried to sneak into this house?
Yes. I had no idea that Kenneth was dead. Murdered. I've been a fool, and now I'm in trouble for it. I should have known he wouldn't fall in love with me all over again. There were others in his life.
For instance?
Don Judson here can tell you. Kenneth has been seeing Mrs. Wills. Mary Wills.
Mr. Keene already knows that, Dorothy.
Well, maybe Mary Wills had something to do with Kenneth's death. Or maybe your husband may have killed him.
Her husband's been taken into custody by the police.
Then why pick on me, Mr. Keene?
Because it's not been proven yet that he murdered Kenneth Layton. Mike, you stay here with Dorothy Grafton and Mr. Judson while I talk to Mrs. Wills, who's waiting in the hall.
Okay, Mr. Keene.
I warn you, Miss Grafton, don't make another attempt to escape.
I'll keep an eye on her, boss. Boss, that sounds like the front door opening.
Wait here with the others, Mike. Mrs. Wills?
Oh, yes, Mr. Keene.
Were you just about to leave the house?
I was worried about my husband. You said he was being held by the police. I wanted to see him if I could.
You'll get a chance to see him very shortly, Mrs. Wills. Dorothy Grafton is inside.
Dorothy Grafton?
You know her?
Yes.
We found her trying to sneak into the house with a gun in her purse.
Mr. Keene, she used to be Kenneth's sweetheart.
Really?
Then he broke off with her. Before that, she was Don Judson's girl. She took expensive presents from Don, jewelry and furs. But she must have thought she could get even more out of Kenneth.
Don Judson told me he'd broken off with Dorothy Grafton of his own accord.
Yes, and it infuriated her. Then she tried to win Kenneth Layton over.
How do you know all that, Mrs. Wills?
Kenneth told me. She was making a pest of herself, and he wanted to break it up in some way. Oh, don't you see, Mr. Keene? Dorothy Grafton could have killed Kenneth because she imagined she was jilted.
Mrs. Wills, it appears that you're very anxious to place Dorothy Grafton in a suspicious light.
I only want to tell you the truth. Mr. Keene, one thing you must believe, and I swear it's true. Kenneth and I were only friends. Perhaps it might have been mistaken for more than an innocent flirtation, but I remain faithful to my husband.
Very well, Mrs. Wills. I have no more questions right now. You may go to police headquarters and see your husband if you like.
Thank you, Mr. Keene.
Oh, just a moment. I'm going to send someone with you.
You mean you don't trust me to go alone?
Under the circumstances, I am forced to take every precaution. I'll send Don Judson with you.
Very well, Mr. Keene.
And tell your husband to have a little faith and patience. He may be a free man again even sooner than he thinks.
Well, Mr. Keene, I just got a cab outside for Mrs. Wills and Don Judson. Now, what'll we do about this young lady here?
We'll send Dorothy Grafton home, Mike.
You mean you're setting me free?
Temporarily, Miss Grafton. But stay at home until I call you.
I won't try to run away again, sir.
Very well. You can leave now, Miss Grafton.
Thank you, Mr. Keene.
Boss, I don't get it. Sure, she's one of our biggest suspects, isn't she?
Well, I had to get her out of the house, Mike, because I want complete secrecy. If she tries to get away, we can find her easily enough.
Well, I guess you're right, boss, but where do we go from here?
Well, Mike, I've just discovered one important clue concerning this case. A clue that may solve it completely. We're going to spend the next few hours going over every one of Kenneth Layton's business records until we find the proof I need.
Well, here's another set of bills, Mr. Keene.
Let's see them, Mike. Only about half of them are marked paid in full. The other half are unpaid. Well, let's keep looking, Mike.
Huh. Here's a checkbook, boss.
Good. Let's look it over. Yes, it's Kenneth Layton's, all right. And he had a balance of over $200,000 when he died. Huh. Let's look at those bills again.
Well, sure, and here's one that was sent to Layton 4 months ago for $1,000.
Isn't it odd, Mike, that a man as wealthy as Kenneth Layton seemed to be couldn't pay his bills on time?
Boss, here's another set of papers. More bills, I guess.
Yes. These were sent out by Kenneth Layton for his services as an architect, not sent to him. And they're all paid up.
Well, they're stamped paid, boss.
The stamp marks are initialed. Mike, where's your small magnifying glass?
Right here in my pocket, sir. I'm never without it.
Well, let me have it. I want to see if I can make out these initials.
Here you are, sir. Can you read the initials, sir?
Yes, and I think we've solved the mystery of Kenneth Layton's murder.
Mr. Keene, someone just come into the house. I heard the front door close.
It's undoubtedly our killer, Mike, and well armed, I'm sure. Open that closet door quickly. I'm going to let myself be surprised, Mike. It may help us get a confession more easily. You remain inside this closet with your gun handy.
Right, boss.
Mr. Judson.
I returned because I'd forgotten something, Mr. Keene. I didn't expect to find that you'd remained here.
There were some facts I wanted to uncover, Mr. Judson, concerning Kenneth Layton's murderer.
Oh? Have you uncovered them?
Very thoroughly.
And you know who killed him?
Yes.
I suppose you sent your partner, Mr. Clancy, after the murderer?
I sent my partner out in regard to something else. There's no need to send anyone for the murderer, Mr. Judson. He's already walked in here.
Really? Mr. Keene, you sound as if I'm your man.
You are, Judson. You killed Kenneth Layton, and I have proof.
If you make a move, Keene, I'll kill you.
That gun in your hand certainly bears out my theory. Although it can be easily proved in any case. As Kenneth Layton's assistant, you seem to have handled all his bookkeeping.
Yes. I'm an architect, too, but he wouldn't let me design one of his precious buildings.
We evidently found out you didn't have the necessary talent. That made you bitter and murderous as well. But that wasn't the main reason you took Kenneth Layton's life.
No?
You took care of all his accounts. I know that because I found your initials on certain bills.
Did you?
You doctored his account books and kept half the money he gave you to pay his bills. I first suspected you, Judson, when Mrs. Wills mentioned your buying expensive presents for Dorothy Grafton.
I told you I threw her over myself.
True. But you did spend a great deal of money on her to satisfy your own vanity, I presume. And you told me yourself that as an architect's assistant, you didn't make very much.
That's very clever, Keene.
But you weren't clever. Sooner or later, Kenneth Layton's creditors would have sued him for unpaid bills. And then he would have discovered your thefts.
He did discover them. And he was about to turn me over to the police.
That's when you decided to murder him. You saw your chance when you sneaked into this house during the quarrel that Layton had with Arthur Wills. When Wills laid on the floor, temporarily dazed, you came out of hiding, grabbed his dueling pistols, and murdered Kenneth Layton.
All right, Keene. Now let me tell you something. I had a feeling you were up to something when you sent me out with Mary Wills. So I made it a point to come back. However, Mrs. Wills thinks I've gone home. And she'll have no way of proving anything against me when they find your dead body, Keene.
You really believe you cover every angle, don't you, Judson?
I covered one that had you guessing even before you entered the case.
You trailed Arthur Wills after the shooting and saw him enter my office building. Then you called and asked me to enter the case as an added cover for yourself.
Right. Now for my final piece of strategy. Here's a bullet for your trouble, Keene.
Drop that gun.
What?
Drop it. Ah! Mr. Keene, if I hadn't beaten him to the drawer, he'd have put a bullet in your heart.
You shot the gun out of my hand.
Sure. And it looks like your murdering days are over, Judson.
Yes, Mike, you're right. Judson started with deception, then theft, and finished with murder. The logical sequence of events that a criminal follows. And now he'll end that series of events as it always ends, by being fully punished for his crimes.
And so Mr. Keene finds the solution to the innocent flirtation murder case. The next time you're suffering from the pains of headache, neuritis, or neuralgia, try Anacin. You'll bless the day you heard of this incredibly fast way to relieve these pains. Now, the reason Anacin is so wonderfully fast-acting and effective is this. Anacin is like a doctor's prescription. That is, Anacin contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven, active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Thousands of people have received envelopes containing Anacin tablets from their own dentist or physician, and in this way have discovered the incredibly fast relief Anacin brings from pain of headache, neuritis, or neuralgia. So next time such pain strike, take Anacin. For most effective relief, use only as directed. Your druggist has Anacin in handy boxes of 12 and 30, and economical family-size bottles of 50 and 100. The name is Anacin, A-N-A-C-I-N. Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, is based on the novel Mr. Keene. The radio sequel is originated and produced by Frank and Ann Hummert. Dialogue by Lawrence Clee. Bennett Kilpack plays Mr. Keene. It is on the air every Thursday at this time. Don't miss Mr. Keene next Thursday when the kindly old Tracer turns to the Yellow Parrot murder case.
It's time now for Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons. Brought to you by Dentyne, the gum with breathtaking flavor, and Beeman's Pepsin. Tastes so good and aids digestion, too. And by Chesterfield, the only cigarette to give you premium quality in both regular and king size. Buy 'em either way you like 'em. Premium quality and much milder Chesterfields. Ladies and gentlemen, we present Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, one of the most famous characters of American fiction in one of radio's most thrilling dramas. Tonight and every Friday at this time, the famous old investigator takes from his file and brings to us one of his most celebrated missing persons cases. Tonight's case is entitled The Gossip Column Murder Case. The story of a bold and sensational murder among the glamorous stars of the radio and theatrical world, of a famous band leader who becomes a murder suspect, and what happens when a phone call is used to solve the case by Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons.
Chiclet.
Taste the difference when you chew. Flavor on the outside, inside, too.
Chiclet.
Time the difference by the clock. Flavor lingers. Tick, tick, tock.
Chiclet.
Count the difference. Count 'em, cousin. Every box, an even dozen.
Chiclet.
Get the big nickel's worth. You can taste the difference, time the difference, count the difference. And whether you chew gum to keep your mouth fresh and clean, or just for the plain fun of chewing it, you'll be better off on every count with Chiclets. They're flavored on the outside, flavored on the inside. With Chiclets, you don't chew the flavor out, you chew the flavor in. That's why the goodness lingers on and on.
They're candy-coated.
Flavor-coated.
Pleasure-coated.
And more fun for your money. So get the big nickel's worth.
Chiclet.
now for Mr. Keene and the Gossip Column Murder Case. Our scene opens in a radio broadcasting studio where Terry Bradford, famed gossip columnist and commentator, is just finishing his very popular program. Bradford has promised his audience a very special item of gossip before he winds up his program. But he is unaware that the program finale will have an even more sensational and frightful ending.
And so, the two popular stage and movie stars plan an early wedding, which promises to be the celebrity event of the year. Now, this is your New York and Hollywood correspondent, Terry Bradford, who is about to say good night until this same time next week. But, as I told you at the beginning of the program, I have an added piece of news for you tonight. An item that may cause someone I know to lose a little sleep. And here it is. The well-known... No, don't shoot. Don't kill me. Somebody help me. Help!
Are you Mr. Keene?
Well, I'm Mike Clancy, Mr. Keene's partner.
Well, my name is Alan Decker. I telephoned for an appointment early this morning.
Oh, yes, Mr. Decker. Oh, here's Mr. Keene now.
You wish to see me?
Well, Mr. Keene, this is Mr. Alan Decker, the well-known Hollywood and Broadway talent agent.
Oh, yes, Mike. How do you do, Mr. Decker? Please sit down.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Keene, I've come here to your office on an errand I dislike intensely. Several people are involved, and careers may be smashed because of it. But because it concerns a case of murder, I feel I can't keep silent any longer.
Murder, Mr. Decker?
You probably read in the papers today about Terry Bradford.
Oh, yes, the gossip columnist and radio commentator.
Well, sure, and that was the boldest crime I've heard of in many a month, boss. Terry Bradford was shot to death right there in the radio studio while he was broadcasting his weekly program.
I believe I know just who committed that crime, Mr. Keene and Mr. Clancy. The reason I came to you and not to the police is because I don't want to get involved. A notorious situation like this is bad for anyone connected with show business, as I am.
I appreciate the fact that you're one of the most celebrated agents in the theater, Mr. Decker. I know how many stars you've discovered.
Well, that's very flattering, Mr. Keene.
However, let me tell you beforehand that as a private investigator, I keep nothing from the police that I feel they ought to know. If you give me any information about the murder of Terry Bradford, I shall pass it on to them. And I'll have to mention my source.
Yes, I guess you'd have to, Mr. Keene. All the same, I'm going to tell you what I know. I'll feel better if I do.
Very well, Mr. Decker.
First of all, let me say that Terry Bradford, the gossip columnist who was murdered, was one of the most successful in the business. Frankly, I discovered him. 8 years ago, he was just a reporter. I got him his first radio assignment, and that made his newspaper column famous.
Go on, Mr. Decker.
Mr. Keene, have you ever heard of Kent Claxon?
Oh, I've heard of him, boss. He's a big band leader.
That's right, Mr. Clancy. Kent Claxon is another entertainer I made who walked out on me when he hit the top. Claxon is career crazy, Mr. Keene. He'll do almost anything to get publicity.
What about Kent Claxon?
He's a bachelor. But that doesn't stop him from running around with someone else's wife. And I happen to know he's been seeing a lot of Laura Gale.
And who is Laura Gale, Mr. Decker?
She's a young nightclub singer whom I have under contract right now. She would have been in line for a big career if this hadn't happened. She's married, Mr. Keene, to a rich oil man from Texas. He's down on his ranch right now while she's filling a radio engagement here in New York.
I see. And just how are Laura Gale and the band leader Kent Claxon connected with this murder?
Well, just before Terry Bradford was shot, he was about to make an announcement on the radio, a special piece of gossip. He was going to say that Laura Gale, the singer, and Kent Claxon, the band leader, are in love with each other, and that Laura is going to get a divorce from her husband.
Is that true?
Linking them together is true, yes, Mr. Keene. Laura was silly enough to even brag to me that Kent Claxon was in love with her. But she had no idea of divorcing herself from her oil king's millions, and Terry Bradford's announcement on the radio would have certainly reached Laura's husband in Texas.
Are you trying to say, Mr. Decker, that this young singer, Laura Gale...
She murdered Terry Bradford. Yes, Mr. Keene, I believe she did. to keep Terry from publicizing her love affair with Kent Claxon.
You realize how grave an accusation that is, I hope.
Yes, I do. But it adds up. Laura knows a lot about broadcasting studios. She's on the air herself. If you remember the details in the newspaper, the studio engineer, the only other person in the studio before the murder, was called to the telephone outside for a few minutes.
And that was when Terry Bradford was shot to death.
Exactly, Mr. King. The phone call was a fake to get the engineer out of the studio and give the killer a free hand.
What about Kent Claxon, the band leader? Could he have had a hand in the crime?
Well, that I don't know, Mr. King. But I do know this. Claxon hated Terry Bradford. Terry used to hold him up to ridicule in his column and on the air.
And what about you, Mr. Decker?
Me?
Now, what was your relationship like with the murdered man?
Mr. Keene, I have nothing to hide. Terry Bradford walked out on me after I made him a success. And I never forgave him for it. But if you think I'd murder a man because of a broken contract...
I'm sorry I gave you that impression, Mr. Decker. I meant to employ no such thing.
The one reason I came here was because of Terry's wife, Helen Bradford. I've known her a long time, Mr. Keene. Not that we've ever been anything more than friends.
I understand.
But it broke her heart when she heard the news, and it broke mine to see her crying her eyes out. Helen Bradford is too good for a rotten break like this, and on her behalf, I'm asking for a complete investigation by you and your partner, Mr. Clancy, here.
We'll be glad to see what we can do, Mr. Decker.
There's just one thing more, sir. I'm going to make an admission now that isn't going to do me any good. But it's important.
What is it?
I was near the broadcasting studio last night, just before Terry Bradford was murdered.
Go on.
The murder was committed at exactly 8:27, just before Terry went off the air. Now, 5 minutes before that, I was having coffee in a shop just across the lobby. And I saw Laura Gale go into an elevator, evidently going up to the 3rd floor where the radio studio is located.
Well, that places you near the scene of the crime, Mr. Decker.
I know that. But Kent Claxon, the orchestra leader, was rehearsing nearby, too. And for that matter, Terry's wife, Helen, was also in the building, waiting to meet him after the broadcast.
That just about places almost all of you near the scene of the crime.
Well, what do you do, Mr. Keene? Turn Laura Gale into the police?
I want to hear her side of the story first. Where can I reach her?
She has an apartment here in New York. I'll write her address down on this piece of paper.
You can also write down Mrs. Bradford's address and the orchestra leader, Kent Claxon. I'll have to investigate this case from every angle, Mr. Decker, in order to solve the mystery of Terry Bradford's murder.
Yes?
Are you Miss Laura Gale?
I am.
My name is Keene. I'm a private investigator. And this is my partner, Mike Clancy.
A private investigator?
We're here in regard to Terry Bradford's murder.
Oh, please come in, gentlemen.
Mr. Alan Decker, the theatrical agent, came to see us an hour ago, Miss Gale.
Decker? What did he want?
He seems to feel... Are you alone here in your apartment, Miss Gale?
Yes, of course.
I suggest you call your friend out to hear this, too.
My friend? What are you talking about, Mr. Keene?
The gentleman who smokes cigars. There's a smoking cigar butt in that ashtray over there.
Don't try to kid Mr. Keene anymore, Laura. He's got as big a reputation in his business as I have in mine.
Boss, this looks like Kent Claxon, the band leader.
Glad you recognize the face, Mr. Clancy.
Kent, why did you come in here? Now, Mr. Keene will think...
He already knows about you and me, Laura. If that loudmouthed Alan Decker went to see him.
I may as well tell you, Mr. Claxon, that Alan Decker seems to feel that you or Miss Gale, or both of you, is mixed up in the murder of Terry Bradford.
Why, I'll sue that liar for everything he's worth.
Alan Decker shouldn't talk. Everyone knows how sore he was when Terry Bradford broke his contract with him.
If you're looking for a killer, Mr. Keene...
I am, Mr. Claxon. And I expect to find him, or her, before this case is finished. First, I thought I'd ask Miss Gale a few questions.
Don't say a word, Laura.
Now, look here, Mr.
We are not giving out any information without a lawyer.
Is that your final answer, both of you?
Mr. Keene...
Yes. It's our final answer.
Very well. But I suggest you consult your attorney soon, Mr. Claxon. You may find you'll need him. Let's go, Mike.
Well, sure, and that fella Kent Claxton is a wiseacre if I ever saw one. Well, where do we go from here, boss?
To the widow of the murdered man, Helen Bradford. We'll see what kind of a story she has to tell, Mike. Mrs. Helen Bradford?
Yes?
My name is Keene.
Mr. Keene, the famous investigator? Oh, please, come in.
This is my partner, Mike Clancy. We've been asked to investigate your husband's murder, Mrs. Bradford. Alan Decker, who used to be his agent, came to me with the case.
I see.
I thought you may be able to provide us with some added information.
Mr. Keene, I'll gladly tell you everything I know if I can only hold myself together.
Mrs. Bradford.
Please forgive me. I'll be all right in just a moment. I'd better get a handkerchief.
Boy, the poor lady's just about to collapse, boss.
Yes, she's quite broken up, Mike.
Saints preserve us. Will you just look at this apartment? That fella Terry Bradford must have been worth a mint.
Yes, the murdered man made a fortune as a gossip columnist, Mike.
Well, I imagine he left his wife well fixed anyway. Say, boss, I don't hear anything from inside. Do you think the lady's sick? She could have passed out, sir.
I think we'd better go in and see, Mike. Mrs. Bradford. Mrs.
Mr. Keene, but the bedroom's empty.
There's an open door leading to the corridor, Mike. Mrs. Bradford has run away from us.
Well, she shouldn't have done that, boss. She don't know what a spot it puts her in.
It makes it appear as though she were running away to escape arrest in her husband's murder. All right, Mike. Put in a call to the police and ask them to send out an alarm for Mrs. Helen Bradford. Looks as though Laura Gale and Kent Claxton aren't the only strong suspects in this murder case.
Nose, throat, and accessory organs not adversely affected by smoking Chesterfields. First such report published about any cigarette.
A responsible consulting organization reports a study by a competent medical specialist and staff on the effects of smoking Chesterfields. For 6 months, a group of men and women smoked only Chesterfield, 10 to 40 a day, their normal amount. 45% of the group have smoked Chesterfields from 1 to 30 years, for an average of 10 years each. At the beginning and end of the 6 months, each smoker was given a thorough examination, including x-rays and covering the sinuses, nose, ears, and throat. After these examinations, the medical specialist stated,
"It is my opinion that the ears, nose, throat, and accessory organs of all participating subjects examined by me were not adversely affected in the 6-month period by smoking the cigarettes provided."
Remember this report and buy Chesterfields, regular or king size. Premium quality Chesterfield, much milder.
Now back to Mr. Keene and the gossip column murder case. Mr. Keene, the great investigator, and his partner Mike Clancy have sent out an alarm for the arrest of Helen Bradford, widow of the famous gossip columnist and radio commentator Terry Bradford, who was murdered inside the studio during his broadcast. A short time later, just after Mr. Keene and Mike have returned to their office, they receive a visit from Laura Gale, a nightclub singer who is also implicated in the crime.
Mr. Keene, I came here to your office to apologize to you and Mr. Clancy.
Have you, Miss Gale?
Well, worried about the treatment she gave us when we tried to ask her a few questions about Terry Bradford's murder.
Yes, Mr. Clancy, you're right. I am worried. Mr. Keene, it was Alan Decker, the theatrical agent, who told you that I may have been mixed up in that gossip columnist murder.
Yes, that's true, Miss Gale. Frankly, he said that you were seeing a lot of Kent Claxton, the orchestra leader. You're married to someone else, aren't you?
Yes. My husband is in Texas. I'm calling Miss Gale in show business only.
Mr. Decker implies that you may have murdered Terry Bradford to stop him from broadcasting a gossip item about you and Kent Claxton, which your husband in Texas might hear.
Mr. Keene, I didn't kill Terry Bradford. I swear I didn't.
Well, you were near the broadcasting studio when it happened, though.
Yes, I was, Mr. Clancy. But so was Kent Claxton.
I know. He was rehearsing his band.
Well, sure now, Miss Gale, you're not trying to make it even tougher for your boyfriend.
I didn't mean to bring Kent into this at all.
He's already in it, Miss Gale. We found out he disliked Terry Bradford. Enough to wish him harm, at any rate.
Mr. Keene, a few hours ago you found Kent Claxon hiding in my apartment. He came there because he was scared, and so was I. Actually, there was never anything between us except a mild flirtation.
Well, that still doesn't absolve you from suspicion, Miss Gale. Particularly since you were near the scene of the murder.
I know I was. My luck's been just great. I had to pick yesterday to rehearse almost 5 hours inside the broadcasting studio.
You were rehearsing 5 hours?
I thought I'd find you here, Laura.
Boss, it's Kent Claxon, the band leader.
I ought to wring your stupid neck for coming here.
Kent!
Now, take it easy, mister.
I've got half a mind to...
Don't let him touch me!
I said take it easy, mister.
I'll knock you...
Oh, make another move, Claxon, and you'll get a little more of the same.
All right, Mike. Help him to his feet. I think he'll quiet down now.
I won't let Laura drag me into a murder. I've got my career to think about.
Not only your career, Claxon, but your life as well. The penalty for premeditated murder is the electric chair, as you well know.
Mr. Keene, I'll admit I hated Terry Bradford. He was always ribbing me in my music in his newspaper column and on the air. But I wouldn't kill him because of that. I'm not crazy.
You were inside the radio studio when the murder was committed, weren't you, Claxon?
I wasn't the only one.
I know you weren't. Laura Gale was there, and so was Helen Bradford, the murdered man's wife, and Alan Decker, the theatrical agent.
Alan Decker is the one who got me into this.
Did you question him, Mr. Keene? He had no love for Terry Bradford either.
Well, he admitted that.
Did Alan Decker also admit that he was once crazy about me and that I turned him down, Mr. Keene?
No, Miss Gale. However...
Mr. Keene's office.
Mr. Clancy?
Yes?
Can I speak to Mr. Keene, please? It's important. This is Alan Decker, the theatrical agent who brought the Terry Bradford murder case to you.
Oh, just a second. Boss, it's Alan Decker.
I'll take it, Mike. Hello?
Mr. Keene, look, I'm calling from my apartment. Mrs. Helen Bradford is inside in my living room.
The murdered man's widow?
Yes. She told me she ran away from you when you came to see her.
She did, Mr. Decker, and there's a police alarm out for her.
Well, Mr. Keene, she came here to ask me for help, and I said the best help I could give her would be to call you. So I told her she could trust you. Everyone knows that.
Did Mrs. Bradford say why she ran away?
She said she was afraid she'd be held for her husband's murder because Bradford left her a fortune. And she got panicky when she saw you, Mr. Keene. Shall I bring Helen down to your office?
No. I want you both to meet me inside the broadcasting studio on the 3rd floor.
Where the murder took place?
Oh, outside, in the corridor.
All right, Mr. Keene.
We'll see you there in 15 minutes. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Mike, I imagine the broadcasting studio is still out of bounds for the public, at least until the murder investigation is completed.
Well, the police usually close a place like that up tight so as not to lose any clues that may be lying around.
Oh, that's right. My rehearsal studio was changed this morning to the 4th floor. No one's allowed in that section of the 3rd floor.
Mr. Claxon, did you say your rehearsal studio was on the 3rd floor?
Yes, Mr. Keene.
Exactly where were you when Terry Bradford was murdered?
Rehearsing with my band.
Then you've got 20-odd witnesses to the fact that you were with them when the shots were fired.
Well, not exactly. I may have left the studio for a drink of water or a phone call.
A phone call?
Kent, the murderer phoned the studio first to get the engineer out before the murder.
Is there a telephone booth inside the corridor near the studio where Terry Bradford was murdered?
Yes, there is, Mr. Keene. But I wasn't...
That's all I wanted to know, Mr. Claxon. We'll all go down to the broadcasting studio now and try to reenact the events leading up to the crime. I believe it will lead us to Terry Bradford's murderer.
Well, here's the 3rd floor corridor, Mr. Keene.
And there's Mrs. Helen Bradford and Alan Decker waiting for us, Mike. I believe you all know each other. This is Kent Claxon, the band leader, and Laura Gale, Alan Decker, and Mrs. Helen Bradford.
How do you do?
How do you do?
I believe that studio across the hall there, 3Z, was the scene of the crime.
And here's the phone booth, Mr. Keene.
Yes, Mike. Now, the killer stepped into this booth, put through a call for the studio engineer, then went inside the studio and shot Terry Bradford after the engineer left to answer the call.
Mr. Keene, what are you looking at me like that for?
Oh, your rehearsal studio is nearby, isn't it, Mr. Claxon?
He rehearses in Studio 3X right over there.
And you, Laura Gale, admitted you were here in the corridor when the murder took place. Now, what about you, Mrs. Bradford?
Mr. Keene, I was inside this building downstairs waiting for my husband when he was murdered.
I know that, Mrs. Bradford. Alan Decker was in the building, too.
I was, Mr. Keene.
Mike, according to the newspaper report, the phone call the killer made was sent through one of the studio pages here in the corridor. The page took the message, then went in to call the engineer to the phone.
Well, there's a page at the end of the corridor, boss, sitting at that desk. Maybe he's the one.
See if he is, Mike. But first get the phone number in this booth and have the page call it from his desk.
Right, boss.
What's this all about, Mr. Keene?
You'll know in just a moment, Mr. Decker. Miss Gale, you told me you were here in the building rehearsing for 5 hours at the time of the murder. And you were just leaving when you heard the shots.
That's right, Mr. Keene.
The murder was committed at 8:27. Does that mean you were inside the building up on this floor since 3:30 yesterday afternoon?
Yes.
And you never left the building?
Not until I ran down those back stairs over there to avoid being seen. I was terribly frightened.
Where do the back stairs lead?
To the rear end of the building and out to the street.
And the coffee shop is located on this end of the building. Ellen Decker, that makes your story weak in 2 points.
What? What do you mean?
In your anxiety to pin the murder on Laura Gale because she turned you down, you made one mistake. You told me you saw her into the building just before the murder, yet she claims she was here inside all along. To my mind, that means you actually saw her here on this very floor as she was leaving.
What?
You were sitting in that phone booth. That's why she didn't see you. You were making the telephone call that lured the engineer out of the studio, so you could murder Terry Bradford without being seen.
It's Laura's word against mine, Keene. I still claim I saw her come in from downstairs.
The page boy can confirm that. I think he'll recognize your voice on the telephone, Decker, if you were the one who called. Answer that phone, Decker.
This is insane.
Answer it.
No! Stand back, all of you!
He's got a gun.
And I'll kill the first one who...
Don't try that again, mister.
That was a nice shot, Mike. From 30 yards at least. You hit Alan Decker in the wrist. Pick up his gun.
Here. I've got it, boss.
I'm sure the ballistics department at police headquarters will find that the bullet that killed Terry Bradford came from Decker's gun.
Well, it looks as though we've got enough evidence now, sir.
Yes, Mike. Well, Decker, have you anything else to say?
I killed Bradford, yes. He was going to broadcast an item about me. He was going to tell everyone that I defrauded my clients, that I was due for a prison sentence. Not only would that have ruined me, but it would have tipped off the police.
It's too bad you didn't let it go at that, Alan Decker. Now you're facing an indictment not only for theft, but for the murder of Terry Bradford. Take him away, Mike.
And so Mr. Keene finds the solution to the gossip column murder case.
Friends, don't drag around feeling unnaturally old, weak, weary when high-potency Ributol may make a remarkable difference if your symptoms are due to B vitamin deficiency. Yes, we're so sure that Ributol may help you feel more energetic, more joyously alive, that we'll spend our own money to convince you. So here's your chance to prove what Ributol may do for you, absolutely free under terms of this offer. Ask your druggist for Ributol, the regular 100 size. With it, he'll give you absolutely free of extra charge the 25 Ributol size. Yes, that's the $1.98 size free. Try Ributol for 7 days. Then if you don't feel more pep and energy, return the unopened 100 size Ributol to your druggist for full refund. Yes, if you can't honestly feel Ributol is doing everything you hope it will, your money's refunded. Insist on genuine Ributol that contains 22 amazing vitamin and mineral elements. Don't miss out on this free Ributol offer. It's for a limited time only. Go to your druggist today.
Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, is based on the novel Mr. Keene. The radio sequel is originated and produced by Frank and Ann Hummer. Dialogue by Lawrence Clee, directed by Richard Leonard. Philip Clark plays Mr. Keene. Don't miss Mr. Keene on Friday of next week, when the kindly old Tracer turns to The Case of Murder and the Sealed Box Mystery. Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, is brought to you by Dentyne, the gum with breathtaking flavor, and Beeman's Pepsin, tastes so good and aids digestion too. And by Chesterfield, the only cigarette to give you premium quality in both regular and king size. King size Chesterfields contain tobaccos of better quality and higher price than any other king size cigarette. Your announcer is Harry Kramer. This is the CBS Radio Network.
Stay tuned for Gunsmoke. The following political announcement was paid for by Citizens for Eisenhower.
Eisenhower answers America.
Mr. Eisenhower, are we ready for war?
No. Washington has spent untold billions. Yet we don't have enough planes for Korea. It's time for a change.
The time, 8:30. And to the United Nations, a 7th anniversary salute from WCBS, AM and FM, New York.
It's time now for Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons. Ladies and gentlemen, Anison and Kalinos present Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, one of the most famous characters of American fiction in one of radio's most thrilling dramas. Tonight and every Thursday at the same time, the famous old investigator takes from his file and brings to us one of his most celebrated missing persons cases. Tonight's case is entitled The Case of the Murdered Detective. This program comes to you from the makers of Anison. You probably have occasion at times to take something for headaches, neuritis, or neuralgic pain. But if you've never taken Anison, let me suggest that you do so, especially if you want incredibly fast and effective relief. Anison is like a doctor's prescription. That is, it contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Your own dentist or physician may have given you an envelope containing Anison tablets at one time or another. Thousands of people have come to know and prefer Anison this way. So the next time you want prompt relief from the pains of headaches, neuritis, or neuralgia, try Anison. See for yourself how incredibly fast and effective it is. Ask for Anison at your neighborhood drug counter today. For most effective relief, use only as directed. Anison is spelled A-N-A-C-I-N. Now for Mr. Keene and the case of the murdered detective. Our scene opens in the office which Mr. Keene, the famous investigator, shares with his friend and partner, Mike Clancy. Telephone is ringing at the moment, and as Mike picks up the receiver, he hears a familiar voice at the other end of the wire.
Hello.
Mr. Keene?
Oh, this is his partner, Mike Clancy speaking.
Mike, this is Jim Ryan.
Oh, Jim, my boy, and how are you?
Fine, Mike. Would you put Mr. Keene on the wire, please? It's important.
Sure. Just a second. Mr. Keene?
Yes, Mike?
It's Jim Ryan, the police force detective. He says it's important.
Oh, all right, I'll take it. Hello?
Mr. Keene?
Yes, Jim.
I'm calling from a phone booth in the Hotel Metropole. I'm working on a case, and I thought you might be able to help me out.
Glad to do anything I can, Jim.
Do you remember a man named Martin Cook?
Martin Cook?
He's in the real estate business. He was called as a material witness in an embezzlement case 2 years ago. If I remember, you had something to do with breaking that case.
Just a moment, Jim. I'll ask Mike Clancy to check through the files.
I don't have much time, Mr. Keene. As a matter of fact, I've been trailing Cook for the past 3 hours.
Jim Ryan.
Knife,
Jim.
What's the trouble, boss?
Hotel Metropole, Mike, quickly. Something's happened to Jim Ryan, and I only hope we're not too late. are the public telephone booths, Mike.
The first one's empty, Mr. Keene. Let's see if the other one...
Mike, help me open this door.
Wait, there's someone inside, crumpled up against the wall. Here, let's see if we can open this phone booth door.
Mike.
Saints preserve us. It's Jim Ryan.
He's dead. He's got a knife in his back.
Sure, he was one of my old friends on the police force. A better man never lived. I'd like to get my hands on the man.
Easy, Mike. Let's keep our heads. We've got work to do. These phone booths are isolated from the rest of the hotel lobby. That's why it wasn't hard for Jim Ryan's killer to strike and get away. Step into the next phone booth, Mike, and put a call through to the police.
I will, sir.
I'll notify the hotel manager. Then I want to pay a visit to a man named Martin Cook.
Martin Cook? Is he the man Jim Ryan was trailing, boss?
Yes, Mike. Jim said he was in the real estate business, and I want to find him before he has a chance to plan a getaway.
Here's the office, Mr. Keene. Martin Cook, real estate.
Keep your gun where you can reach it quickly, Mike.
I've got it handy, boss.
May I help you?
Is Mr. Cook in?
Not at the moment. I'm his secretary, Miss Everett. Did you have an appointment with Mr. Cook?
No. My name is Keene. This is my partner, Mr. Clancy.
Mr. Keene, the famous investigator? Oh, please sit down, sir. Mr. Cook should be here at any moment.
Perhaps you'd better take a look in his office, Mike.
Yes, sir.
But I assure you that Mr. Cook isn't in, Mr. Keene.
I don't doubt your word on that, Miss Everett. However, I'd like my partner to search his office for evidence.
Evidence of what?
Your employer, Mr. Cook, is under suspicion of murder.
Murder?
Is that his private office, miss?
Yes. I'll show it to you, Mr. Clancy.
I'll wait out here, Mike, in case Mr. Cook arrives.
Right, sir.
This is Mr. Cook's private office, Mr. Clancy.
Let's have a look through this desk.
Mr. Clancy, who was murdered?
Jim Ryan, a police detective. A man with a wife and 3 children dependent on him. Sure, and when we get our hands on the killer, he'll regret it. I'll take these books and these business papers along with me. Miss Everett, whose picture is that on Martin Cook's desk?
Mr. Cook's son, Arthur.
Oh, he's got himself a family, has he?
Only his son. His wife is dead, Mr. Clancy. Mr. Cook.
Miss Everett, what's going on in here?
This man is an associate of Mr. Keene's, the private investigator.
I'll handle it if you don't mind, miss. You're Martin Cook?
I am.
Just a minute, mister. Mr. Keene?
Yes, Mike?
Martin Cook came into his office through another door.
Oh. Did you find anything?
Well, I didn't have much of a chance to look around before he came in, boss. I grabbed these books and papers on general principles just to read them over.
Mr. Cook?
Yes, Miss Everett, will you leave us alone, please?
If there's anything
Just see that I'm not disturbed.
Very well, Mr. Cook.
Mr. Keene, if I recall correctly, we met for a few moments about 2 years ago.
That's right, Mr. Cook. It was in regard to an embezzlement case. I remember you helped the district attorney gather evidence to break the case. You were very brave to testify, since your life had been threatened by gangsters.
Have you come here to ask me for additional help, Mr. Keene?
No. This time, I'm afraid, you're not an innocent witness testifying for the state. You may find yourself a defendant.
In what way?
Do you know a man named James Ryan?
Is he a police detective?
Yes.
I believe I've heard the name.
He's been murdered.
Murdered? Oh, no.
And at the time, he was making some kind of investigation of you, Mr. Cook.
I see.
Do you know what he was investigating?
Jim Ryan was investigating a theft of charity funds, Mr. Keene. Funds I stole.
I see. And what about his murder?
You have no father to go to find your murderer. I killed that police detective.
Sure, and he admits it, Mr. Keene.
Just a moment, Mike. Mr. Cook, you say you killed Jim Ryan?
Yes.
When?
What difference does it make?
Well, what did you do with the gun?
I threw it away in the river.
Mr. Keene.
I must warn you, Mr. Cook, that anything you say can be used against you. But you're under no obligation to talk at this point.
Take me away, put me in jail. I've admitted the crime, haven't I? What more do you want?
All right, Mike, we'll drive down to headquarters of Mr. Cook and turn him over to the police. Then we'll continue with our investigation.
What more is there to investigate? You've solved the crime, haven't you?
Not quite, Mr. Cook. I have a feeling there's a great deal more to be discovered, in spite of your so-called confession. Now I want to know who the person is you're trying to shield.
No one. No one. I tell you, I did it. Turn me over to the police.
Very well, Mr. Cook, come along. But I mean to find out who you're trying to shield.
Well, Mr. Keene, we've turned our self-confessed murderer, Martin Cook, over to the police. Where do we go from here, sir?
To Cook's residence, Mike. I've looked it up in the phone book. Drive to Carroll Street.
Yes, sir. Sure, and when he said he threw his gun away, I got the shock of my life.
I tricked him into that, Mike. As you know, Jim Ryan was stabbed to death with a knife. I suggested a gun, and Cook took the bait.
But why do you think he did that, Mr. Keene? Confessed to a murder he didn't commit.
As I told him, in my opinion, he's shielding someone.
Well, I heard you tell that to Lieutenant Hale at police headquarters, too, boss, but the lieutenant mentioned another angle to it.
Yes, I know, and he may be right. Martin Cook may be a clever psychologist. He might be trying to get us to think he's protecting someone, just to make himself appear an innocent martyr. Cook could have actually committed the murder himself.
But according to his account books, the money he collected from them charities is missing, boss. That's why Jim Ryan, the police detective, was trailing him.
Yes, Mike, I know. Martin Cook may have stolen the money himself, or it may have been stolen by the person he's trying to shield. We're on our way to Martin Cook's house right now to check on that all-important fact.
Yes?
My name is Keene. This is Mr. Clancy. This is Mr. Martin Cook's house, isn't it?
Yes, I'm Arthur Cook, his son.
I'm afraid I have bad news for you, Arthur.
Bad news? Has something happened to Dad?
He's being held by the police on suspicion of murder.
My father held for murder?
May we come in, please?
Yes, of course. Oh, you just about knocked the wind out of me, Mr. Keene. Well, there must be some mistake. My father...
He admitted the murder, young fella.
Admitted it? Well, who was murdered?
A police detective named Ryan was stabbed to death while trailing your father. Jim Ryan evidently had gotten information that your father was guilty of stealing certain charity funds that were entrusted to him.
No, Dad couldn't have stolen that money. I don't believe it.
But he's admitted that, too.
I must get hold of a lawyer. Just a moment, Mr. Keene. Hello?
Arthur, darling?
I can't talk to you now, Lola.
But, Arthur, what's the matter?
I'll call you back.
You think I'm going to sit around in my apartment all day just waiting for your call?
Mr. Keene, where is my father being held?
At police headquarters.
I must go down to see him at once.
Since we're working with the police, you don't mind if we remain here and look the house over, do you?
There's nothing in this house that'll interest you, Mr. Keene.
Well, suppose you let me be the judge of that, Arthur.
Oh, very well. Stay here if you like. I'm going to get in touch with our attorney and get my father out of this crazy mess.
Sure, and he turned pale when you told him about his father being a murder suspect, Mr. Keene.
Yes, Mike, and his reaction to the theft of the charity funds was just as startling. And I wonder why. A murder charge is a lot more serious than the theft of money, and yet, Mike, there's a small book for telephone numbers on that side table. Would you hand it to me, please?
Yes. Here you are, sir.
That girl Arthur Cook just spoke to on the phone, he called her Lola. Yes, there's a phone number and address in here for someone named Lola Slade. I think I'll call her.
Look at this house, Mr. Keene. Sure, and it seems that a man who can afford an expensive place like this shouldn't be tempted into stealing money from charity cases.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Mike. There's something strange about it.
Hello?
Is this Miss Lola Slade?
Well?
My name is Keene. I was wondering if I could see you about...
I had nothing to do with it. Keep away from me, dear. Here, keep away.
Hello? Hello?
Did Lola Slade hang up on you, boss?
Yes. After protesting her innocence about something I hadn't even accused her of. Mike, this case has a number of odd angles. We'll have to check every one before we're absolutely sure who murdered Detective Jim Ryan. I have a hunch, in spite of Martin Cook's confession, the eventual solution will be an amazing one.
In just a moment, we'll return to Mr. Keene and the case of the murdered detective. Meanwhile, stop tooth decay and unpleasing breath. Yes, stop tooth decay and unpleasing breath that breeds between the teeth. Use Colinos toothpaste with dental floss action. Your dentist will tell you, brush your teeth after meals to stop decay. Clean those cracks and crevices deep between your teeth to guard against unpleasing breath. Now Colinos gives you dental floss action. That is, sends thousands of active cleansing bubbles to help dislodge bits of food that can cause unpleasing breath. What's more, foamy, refreshing Colinos brightens teeth by removing ordinary yellow surface stains. Helps stop tooth decay. Get Colinos toothpaste with dental floss action today. Now back to Mr. Keene and the case of the murdered detective. Mr. Keene, the great investigator, and his partner, Mike Clancy, are investigating the murder of Detective Jim Ryan of the police department, a friend of both Mr. Keene's and Mike's. Under suspicion for the killing is Martin Cook, who has confessed to the crime, although Mr. Keene believes he is trying to shield the real culprit. Now, Mike and Mr. Keene arrive at the apartment of Lola Slade, a friend of Martin Cook's son, Arthur. Mr. Keene suspects that she knows a great deal more about the crime than she admits to. And as Mike rings her doorbell...
No answer, Mr. Keene.
Maybe Lola Slade doesn't want to answer, Mike.
Open this door, I'll force the lock.
What do you want?
Are you Lola Slade?
What about it?
My name is Keene. This is my partner, Mike Clancy. I spoke to you on the phone a few minutes ago.
Stay out of my apartment. Get your foot out the door.
Keep this door open, if you please, lady. Step inside, boss. I'll hold it open with my foot.
You've got no right to come in here like this. I'm no criminal.
A detective named Jim Ryan has been murdered, Lola. And we're working with the police. We have a right to question all suspects.
Suspects? I'm no suspect.
But you seem to know a great deal about the case. You protested your innocence over the telephone even before you were accused.
Well, I heard about the murder of that detective on a news broadcast a minute before you phoned, Mr. Keene. I knew that Martin Cook had been arrested, and I thought his son Arthur would be mixed up in it.
But why should that frighten you, Lola?
Well, I'm a showgirl, Mr. Keene. I sing for a living on the stage and in nightclubs. I have a reputation to consider.
Mr. Keene.
What is it, Mike?
Take a look on that couch.
Yes, I noticed that open suitcase. Evidently, Lola Slade was packing to leave the city.
But I have an engagement to sing in Los Angeles.
And that's just about as far away as you can get, eh?
What do you mean, Mr. Clancy? Have you brought the police with you?
Not yet, Lola.
I'll answer that door for you, young lady.
Mr. Clancy.
Boss, it's Miss Everett, Mr. Cook's secretary.
Oh, come in, Miss Everett.
Is this Miss Lola Slade? Well, I thought I'd give you a chance to clear yourself before I turn this evidence over to the police. Evidence? What evidence? Are you crazy?
Just what is it you found, Miss Everett?
Mr. Keene, this letter came from Mr. Cook this afternoon. As his secretary, I opened all his business mail, and I read it.
What does it say?
It's from a credit company. It says that unless $8,000 worth of bills are paid by Monday, Mr. Cook's son Arthur will be brought into court.
Let me see that letter, please, Miss Everett.
Here you are, Mr. Keene.
According to this letter, the items were charged and several bad checks were passed.
Bad checks? That makes it a criminal offense, boss.
That's right, Mike. The items include a fur coat and a woman's bracelet, both of which were sent to Miss Lola Slade.
But I didn't know Arthur Cook stole the money when he bought me those things.
Stole what money, Lola?
Why, the money that...
You mean the stolen charity funds? Judging by your slip of the tongue, Arthur Cook must have told you that he stole that money from his father.
Yes. It was only a few days ago. He came to me to borrow some money to pay those bills. But I didn't have any. Then he got the money somewhere else. When I heard the story of the stolen funds and the murder over the radio, I just naturally tied it up with Arthur. Mr. Cook was right about you, Lola Slade. He did his best to separate you from Arthur. You keep quiet, Helen Everett. You bled his son for all you could get out of him. I'll make you regret that.
Put down that fire poker, Lola.
I'll put it down on her head.
Not so fast. Give me that poker.
Let go of me. You're all against me, every one of you. But I'm innocent. I swear I'm innocent.
Waving fire pokers around won't help your case any.
When you've recovered your composure, Lola, I suggest you tell the police what part you had in all this.
You're going to arrest me, Mr. Keene?
I have no evidence that you were involved in the murder of Detective Jim Ryan. At least not yet. However, you may be involved in a theft before very long.
Mr. Keene, I told you I didn't know Arthur Cook stole that money from his father.
Miss Everett, just how were the funds stolen? Do you happen to know?
Yes, Mr. Keene. They were taken in cash from the safe.
The safe in Martin Cook's office?
Yes. Mr. Cook reported it as a burglary at first.
Well, Detective Jim Ryan must have gotten suspicious, boss, and followed up the case, getting evidence that it was an inside job.
I think so, too, Mike. Perhaps we'll have a look at Mr. Cook's safe and see if we can get any information from it. Lola, your attempt to attack Miss Everett is punishable by law. However, perhaps Miss Everett will forget it on the grounds of temperament and fear.
I don't want to see her in jail, Mr. Keene. I'll accept an apology. I'm sorry, Miss Everett. I just didn't know what I was doing. I'm ready to go to the police, Mr. Keene, and tell them as much as I know.
Very well. We'll escort you to headquarters and then proceed to Mr. Cook's office. And perhaps discover the final information we need as to who murdered Detective Jim Ryan.
Come into the office, Mr. Keene and Mr. Clancy.
Thank you, Miss Everett. First, I'd like to examine Mr. Cook's safe.
The safe is in Mr. Cook's private office. I locked the door when I left before. The key is in my desk here. Here it is.
Oh, just a moment, Miss Everett.
Sir?
You don't mind if I smoke a cigar, do you?
Why, of course not. I smoke myself. But not cigars.
You have a match, Mike?
Sure, boss. I have one.
Wait a minute. Here's a packet of matches in the desk. May I have them, Miss Everett?
Help yourself, Mr. Keene.
Thank you. Now, let's proceed to Mr. Cook's private office.
That's odd. I know I locked this door when I left, but now it's open.
Miss Everett, Mr. Keene.
Arthur, what are you doing in your father's office?
I managed to get a key from Dad. I came here for evidence.
What kind of evidence, Arthur?
Evidence that will put me in jail for theft, Mr. Keene, and free my father of a murder charge.
You mean you're confessing to the theft of that money your father collected for charity?
Yes, Mr. Keene. They wouldn't believe me at police headquarters. They thought I was just trying to shield my father, the way he's been shielding me. But I'm going to prove it to them.
Is your father also shielding you for murder, Arthur?
No, Mr. Keene. I didn't kill that Detective Jim Ryan. But I'm afraid Dad thinks I did, and he's trying to take the blame for me. He found out I stole that money to make up for some bad checks I handed out. Then he tried to lead Detective Ryan to believe he stole the money. Then when Dad found out that Ryan had been murdered, he took the blame for that, too.
I see.
I've been a fool, Mr. Keene, a spineless idiot. Dad gave me a generous allowance, but I wanted more. I felt I had to impress someone to win her love.
You mean Lola Slade?
Yes. Maybe if I'd stuck with a girl like Helen Everett here, things would have worked out differently.
You and Miss Everett were keeping company at one time, Arthur?
Yes. But when I met Lola...
You and I were never serious about each other, and you know it, Arthur.
But Helen,
Let's get back to the stolen charity funds, Arthur. What kind of evidence did you expect to find in your father's private office?
Well, a letter, maybe, from the credit company, Mr. Keene. They called me a few days ago and said that they were going to contact my father if I didn't make good on those bad checks.
Helen Everett's already shown us the letter. However, there may be further evidence in that safe to support your father's innocence. Open the safe for us, Arthur.
But I can't open it, Mr. Keene. I don't know the combination.
Well, then how did you manage to steal the money, young fella?
Well, the safe was wide open when I came into the office that day, Mr. Clancy.
Was anyone else here at the time?
No, Mr. Keene. I thought it was odd, too. It was only 3 p.m. Well, Dad was evidently out on business, but Helen Everett...
I was out to lunch.
At 3 p.m? Miss Everett, would you mind opening the safe for us?
I don't know the combination either, Mr. Keene.
One lie is enough to give the lie to many other things, Miss Everett. And we'll find out if you're telling the truth about the safe.
But I am.
Mike, call Martin Cook at police headquarters and ask him if anyone else outside of himself knows the combination to his safe. I'll wager that he trusted Miss Everett with it, since he seemed to trust her with everything else.
Mr. Keene, are you trying to say that I stole that money?
No, of course not, Miss Everett. Arthur Cook here admits to the theft. But what I do say is this. You left that safe open so Arthur would be tempted to take those charity funds, knowing he needed the money badly.
That's a lie.
Miss Everett, have you ever been to the Hotel Metropole where Detective Ryan was murdered?
No.
Then what are you doing with these matches with the hotel's name on the cover? They're the weapons I took from your desk.
Mr. Keene, now I see it all. Helen Everett tried to get even with me. She gave me the chance to take the money before she knew about Lola Slade.
I'll jam this letter knife into the first one who moves. Stay where you are, all of you.
That's all I was waiting for, Helen Everett. I wanted to see you give yourself away and prove my theory correct. You murdered Detective Ryan. While he was following Martin Cook, you were following him.
He got as far as you've just gotten, Keene. He was just about to arrest Mr. Cook, and he would have included me as an accessory. But he got no further, and neither will you.
Look out, Mr. Keene.
Get your hands off me. Let me go.
Quiet now. That's the last knife you'll be throwing, lady.
Good thing you caught her arm, Mike. That knife missed me by only an inch. Helen Everett had it all planned. She thought that if she murdered Detective Ryan, Arthur Cook would be held for the crime. And at the same time, she'd get rid of any evidence that she induced Arthur to steal that money.
I loved him. I loved Arthur, and he turned me down for that painted fool of a showgirl. I was willing to steal for him, lie for him, cheat for him.
When your love turned to hate, you were also ready to murder. I wondered why you forgave Lola Slade so quickly. As much as you hated Lola, it was Arthur you wanted to strike back at.
Yes. And I'd do it again if I had the chance.
You won't get that chance, Miss Everett, I assure you. All you can look forward to now is payment for your crimes in full.
And so Mr. Keene finds the solution to the case of the murdered detective. The next time you're suffering from the pains of headache, neuritis, or neuralgia, try Anacin. You'll bless the day you heard of this incredibly fast way to relieve these pains. Now, the reason Anacin is so wonderfully fast-acting and effective is this. Anacin is like a doctor's prescription. That is, Anacin contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Thousands of people have received envelopes containing Anacin tablets from their own dentist or physician. And in this way have discovered the incredibly fast relief Anacin brings from pain of headache, neuritis, or neuralgia. So next time such pains strike, take Anacin. For most effective relief, use only as directed. Your druggist has Anacin handy boxes of 12 and 30 and economical family-sized bottles of 50 and 100. The name is Anacin, A-N-A-C-I-N. Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, is based on the novel Mr. Keene. The radio sequel is originated and produced by Frank and Ann Hummert. Dialogue by Lawrence Klee. Bennett Kilpack plays Mr. Keene. It is on the air every Thursday at this time. Don't miss Mr. Keene next Thursday when the kindly old Tracer turns to the eccentric millionaire murder case. or suffer heartburn or upset stomach from acid indigestion, safe new Bicidol mints, medically proven, quickly rid stomach of that blown-up feeling. Give longer-lasting relief than baking soda. Yes, hours of relief. Bicidol mints not only neutralize, but actually carry away excess stomach acids. Soothe irritated stomach lining. Let you sleep all night long when acid indigestion strikes. Carry new Bicidol mints for fast relief anywhere, anytime. Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, will be on the air next Thursday at this same time. This is Larry Elliott saying goodbye for Mr. Keene and the Whitehall Pharmacal Company, makers of Anacin and Colinos and many other dependable high-quality drug products. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
It's time now for Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons. We now present Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, at this new time, every week, in a complete 30-minute mystery, in which the kindly old investigator brings us one of his most celebrated cases. Tonight, the case of murder and the revengeful ghost. Our scene opens in a well-to-do home in the suburbs of New York. It is late in the evening as a tall, good-looking man opens the door to one of the rooms. He crosses to his desk in the semi-darkness. Suddenly he sees a sinister figure, a figure that instills horror in his heart.
What are you? A phantom or a human being? Lift your head and show your face. You've come to carry out your threat. No, I don't believe you'd murder me. You can't. Don't come near me. No.
You must be Lorna Wade, the young woman who telephoned for an appointment here in my office.
Yes, Mr. Keene, I am.
This is my partner, Mike Clancy.
Pleased to meet you, Miss Wade. Say, boss, the lady's as pale as a ghost.
Ghost? Ghost? Mr. Keene, I've come to you for help. My fiancé, Ivor Stacy's been murdered. He was murdered by the ghost of his dead wife. She said she'd come back from the grave to murder him if he married again. And she has. She has.
Saints preserve us. What's all this?
Miss Wade, you don't look like a girl who believes seriously in ghosts.
I never did, Mr. Keene. But now I do. I know that people can come back from the grave and commit murder. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Just what did you see?
I'll tell you the entire story, Mr. Keene. I met Ivor Stacy 8 months ago. He was a millionaire and the most wonderful person I ever knew. He and I were to be married this week.
But then he was killed practically on the eve of your wedding, miss?
Murdered by a ghost, Mr. Clancy. Under the weirdest circumstances. Ivor had been married once before to a woman named Teresa. She died 2 years ago.
Go on, Miss Wade.
She had an incurable illness, Mr. Keene, and she was sick for years. During those years, she developed a burning jealousy. She imagined Ivor was seeing other women behind her back.
Ivor Stacy, the murdered man, told you all this, I presume?
Yes, Mr. Keene. His wife, Teresa, became a shrew. She wouldn't let him out of her sight. She complained that he did nothing to help her overcome her illness, that he actually didn't care if she died.
And was any of this true, Miss Wade?
Oh, no. Ivor was faithful to Teresa until the end. But she didn't believe it. Then, on her deathbed, she made a horrible threat. She said that if Ivor ever tried to marry again, she'd come back.
From the dead?
Yes, from the dead. She'd come back and stop him. She'd kill him. And I think she did, Mr. Keene.
try to calm yourself, Miss Wade. People don't return from the grave.
But I saw her. I saw a ghostly figure in gray that slipped out of Ivor's house just before I found his dead body.
You really think you saw a ghost, miss?
I saw something, Mr. Clancy. I was bringing Ivor a book he wanted to read. It was almost dark when I got near his house. And from the sidewalk, I saw his door open, and this gray woman walked out. Then she seemed to vanish in the darkness.
You didn't see her face?
No. But when I hurried inside the house, I found Ivor lying on the floor near his desk. He'd been stabbed to death.
Miss Wade, did you tell the story of this so-called ghost to the police?
No. I was afraid they wouldn't believe me. It sounds so fantastic. That's why I came here, to ask you to help me, Mr. Keene. I owe it to the memory of the man I love to get to the bottom of all this.
Suppose you take us to Ivor Stacy's home. I want to see just what the circumstances were.
Oh, Mr. Keene, don't you believe my story?
Yes, Miss Wade, I do. It's your interpretation of it that I question. But we'll soon find out a little more about your fiancé's murderer and the revengeful ghost.
This is Ivor's house, Mr. Keene.
Miss Wade, just where were you standing when the front door opened and the woman in gray walked out?
Right about here.
Boss, look. The door's opening again.
Yes, Mike. Very slowly.
But no one's supposed to be inside that house right now. I'm frightened.
No one's coming out, sir. But the door just opened and stayed open.
Oh, Mr. Keene.
And please wait in our car, Miss Wade. Come with me, Mike.
Well, I'm no expert on ghosts, boss, but from what I hear, they don't have to open doors to get out of a house. They can walk right through them.
I doubt if we're dealing with a ghost just yet, Mike.
But there's no one here in the hall, Mr. Keene.
And come into this room on the right, Mike. Now, this must be the murder room. There's a desk over there. What's this on top of the desk?
Looks like a pad of paper and a pencil, Mr. Keene, sir.
And the pad's been scribbled on.
Showing someone's drawn a lot of odd-looking little diagrams on it.
I'll keep this pad of paper for future reference. There's a door over there, Mike. Let's see where it leads.
Boss, there's a man tied to that chair with a gag in his mouth. Here, I'll take off that gag. There.
Oh. Thank you. There's a killer loose in this house. He tied me to this chair after holding me up with a gun. I was afraid he was going to kill me.
I'll untie this man, Mike, while you search this house, quickly.
Right, sir.
My name is Keene. I'll have you free in just a moment.
You're Mr. Keene, the famous investigator? Oh, I'm Alec Barnes. I didn't recognize the man who tied me to the chair.
What were you doing in Ivor Stacy's home in the first place, Mr. Barnes?
He was my business associate. His murder came as a terrible shock to me. About an hour ago, someone phoned my home. She said if I wanted to find Ivor Stacy's killer, I should come here.
A woman phoned you?
Yes, it was a woman's voice, Mr. Keene. But a very strange one.
Why did you come here alone, Mr. Barnes?
Alone? How do you mean?
Well, if you thought you were going to meet Ivor Stacy's murderer, why didn't you bring the police with you?
Well, Mr. Keene, I wasn't sure if it was a hoax or not. I didn't want to make a fool of myself by taking the police on a wild goose chase.
Was that the real reason?
Now, look, what reason would I have to... Mr. Keene, he's standing right behind you. The man who attacked me. He's holding a gun.
Don't move, either of you.
Who are you?
The name is Charles Harper, if it'll do you any good.
Charles Harper. I know who this man is, Mr. Keene. His sister, Teresa, was Ivor Stacy's wife. She died 2 years ago.
Yes, my sister died of neglect and cruel treatment. Even while she was on her deathbed, Ivor Stacy was seeing other women. And Teresa swore he'd never marry again. Well, he won't.
You're right, Mr. Harper.
Where is he? I'm having this out with him right now.
If you're referring to Ivor Stacy, you'll find him murdered.
What?
Yes. He's been murdered.
I don't believe it. You're trying to hide him, to shield him from me. Do you feel this gun barrel against your head? Tell me where Ivor Stacy is hiding, or I'll finish you off.
Mr. Keene, he means it.
Whether he does or not, Mr. Barnes, I've given him all the information I can.
Don't move, mister, or I'll put a bullet through you.
What?
Drop the gun. Drop it, do you hear? Here, I'll take that gun, Mr. Keene. Well, you had a close call with this fella.
You came back just in time, Mike. Another second or two, and he may have carried out his threat.
Who is he, boss?
He's Charles Harper, the murdered man's brother-in-law.
Oh, Mr. Keene, it was just a bluff when I threatened you with that gun. I had no intention of harming you. I don't know what came over me.
You behaved like a man who was thirsting for revenge, Mr. Harper. And it may have been revenge that drove Ivor Stacy's killer to this crime.
Then Ivor is really dead?
You mean this is the first you heard about it, mister?
He's trying to give us that impression, Mike. But I'm not so sure that I believe him.
Oh, would I have come back here to look for a dead man, Mr. Keene?
You may have returned to look for something the murdered man possessed. And that could have been the reason you tied up his business associate, Alec Barnes, here, so you could search the house.
No!
Mr. Keene?
Yes, Mr. Barnes?
Ivor Stacy once told me he had a brother-in-law who hated him.
Did he?
It was this man, Charles Harper. He thought Ivor was mistreating his sister Teresa.
He did mistreat her. He ruined her whole life.
Well, Mr. Keene, it looks like this fella might have carried out his sister's deathbed threat that she'd stop the husband from marrying again.
Well, that's what I was thinking, Mike.
It was a foolish thing for Teresa to say. She knew well enough she couldn't return from the dead.
But someone seems to believe that she did return, Mr. Harper.
What do you mean?
I mean...
Mr. Keene, wait.
What is it, Mike?
Woman in gray. She's staring in that window. Don't turn around, boss. She thinks we haven't seen her.
What does she look like, Mike?
Well, I can't tell. She's wearing a gray veil over her face. Well, sure, Lorna Wade, who brought us this case, is right. She does look like a ghost. She's gone, boss.
Was she at this window, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Now, there she is, walking away from the house. You remain here with the others, Mike. I'm going to follow that ghostly figure in gray and identify it once and for all.
In just a moment, we'll return to Mr. Keene and the case of murder and the revengeful ghost. Tomorrow and every Wednesday night, CBS Radio brings you thrilling adventure on the FBI in peace and war and the human side of police work on the 21st Precinct. Be listening tomorrow night on most of these same stations when the FBI in peace and war exposes the Specialty Act racket. And when Captain Kennelly's hard-working police of the 21st Precinct tackle their latest unusual case at the Star's address, where America listens most for mystery, too. Now, back to Mr. Keene and the case of murder and the revengeful ghost. Mr. Keene, the famous investigator, and his partner, Mike Clancy, are investigating the strange murder of Ivor Stacy, a widower who was about to marry for the second time. Stacy's first wife, Teresa, had sworn just before her own death that if he remarried, she would return from the grave for revenge. And his fiancée, Lorna Wade, now fears that the murder could have been the work of a revengeful ghost. But Mr. Keene has other, more logical suspects in mind as he follows the eerie figure of a woman completely dressed in a ghostly gray color. And the end of the trail leads the famous investigator to a small midtown apartment.
Yes?
Are you Miss Amy Fairchild?
Yes, I am. How do you know my name?
It's right here under your doorbell.
Oh.
My name is Keene. May I come in?
What do you want, Mr. Keene?
I'm investigating the murder of Ivor Stacy.
I'm afraid I don't know who he is.
I think you do, Miss Fairchild. You see, I followed you here from his home. A short while ago, you were peering through his window.
You must have the wrong woman.
No. Lorna Wade, the victim's fiancée, identified you just before I started to follow you. She said you were the so-called ghost she saw coming out of the house right after Ivor Stacy was stabbed to death.
Mr. Keene, what do you mean? She saw a ghost.
Lorna Wade mistook you for the ghost of Ivor Stacy's dead wife, Teresa, who swore she'd come back from the grave and stop him from ever marrying again.
I don't know anything about Ivor's murder. Please leave me alone.
You seem to be reluctant to answer that telephone, Miss Fairchild. Are you expecting a call you don't want me to overhear?
No,
Well, if you won't answer it, I will. Hello? Doctor who? I see. No, my name is Keene. Yes, the investigator. Miss Fairchild is involved in a murder case, Doctor. I see. Has she ever been violent? Well, let me get back to you later on, Doctor, and thank you for your information. It may have an important bearing on this case. Goodbye.
Mr. Keene, what did the doctor tell you?
Evidently, Miss Fairchild, you've been under his care ever since you left a private sanitarium for the mentally ill.
They said I was cured, and I am. You've got to believe me, Mr. Keene. Please. Please.
Miss Fairchild, a man has been murdered, and you were seen leaving the scene of the crime. Now, as a mental patient, you'd be under strong suspicion.
All right. I'll tell you everything. Ivor Stacy was my cousin. It was he who had me committed to the mental institution.
Did you resent his doing that?
Well, maybe I did in the beginning, but I'm cured now, and I hold no grudge against him.
What were you doing in his home at the time he was murdered?
I went to thank him for having spent the money to have me cured. But he was dead when I got there, and I left the house quickly to avoid being implicated.
That's when you were seen by Lorna Wade, who mistook you for a ghost.
But, Mr. Keene, there is a ghost. I've seen her myself.
You have?
Ivor Stacy saw her, too, several times. And she terrified him. I'm sure it was the ghost of his dead wife, Teresa.
Did you see her face?
No, but I recognized a certain dress she was wearing. You don't believe me, do you?
You had a motive for murder yourself, Miss Fairchild. Revenge. That alone would make one a bit skeptical.
Mr. Keene, when you saw me looking in the window of Ivor's home, there was a man with you. He also had a motive for revenge.
Which man do you mean?
Alec Barnes, my cousin Ivor's business associate. Did Alec tell you that he was forced out of their business by Ivor?
No, he didn't.
Alec Barnes and my cousin Ivor were both fighting for control of their corporation. Ivor won the fight and forced Alec Barnes out entirely.
That's very interesting.
Alec swore he'd get even. And perhaps he did, by killing Ivor Stacy. Do you know why Alec Barnes was there in Ivor's house today?
He said he got a telephone call saying he'd find Ivor Stacy's killer on the scene of the crime.
I made that telephone call, Mr. Keene.
You made the call. Why, Miss Fairchild?
I was hoping to trap him. I thought Alec Barnes would give himself away in some manner.
Miss Fairchild, do you know a man named Charles Harper?
Yes. His sister was Ivor Stacy's wife, who died after a long illness.
Charles Harper is also under suspicion. He hated Ivor Stacy because he said Mr. Stacy was seeing other women while his wife was dying.
I don't think that's true, Mr. Keene.
Now tell me this. Did your cousin, Ivor Stacy, meet his fiancée, Lorna Wade, after his wife was dead?
Yes. His business associate, Alec Barnes, introduced them to each other. He can tell you anything you want to know about my cousin Ivor's affairs, unless he wants to deliberately hide something from you.
You're very bitter about this Alec Barnes. Why, Miss Fairchild?
He was the first to suggest that there was something wrong with my mind.
Is that why you're so willing to accuse him of murder?
Why do you say things like that? Are you against me like all the rest? Because if you are...
So, you can become violent, as the doctor said. Miss Fairchild, I want you to stay here in your apartment until you hear from me. Don't leave, unless you want to be arrested on a murder charge.
You can't do that to me. I'm not a prisoner. I'm sorry, Mr. Keene. I'll do what you say.
The murdered man's fiancée, Lorna Wade, believes that a revengeful ghost caused Ivor Stacy's death. And you say you've seen that ghost. But I have another theory, which I hope to put to a test very shortly, after I return to the murder house.
Well, how'd you make out, Mr. Keene?
Mike, I followed our ghost to her apartment, and she turned out to be very much alive. Where are the others?
Inside, Mr. Keene. I put them in separate rooms to avoid trouble. And I locked Charles Harper, the brother-in-law, in to be sure.
What's this sheet of paper here on this table?
Anything important on it, boss?
Maybe a clue to this murder. Mike, how long were you and the other two men in this room?
Oh, about a half hour before I sent them inside.
And where were they sitting?
Well, Harper was over there, and Alec Barnes was in this chair.
I see. Mike, I'm going out again for a short time. Let me have your skeleton key, and keep a sharp eye on our suspects. When I return, we may have all the evidence we need to convict a killer.
Oh, you're back already, Mr. Keene. What's in that package you carried?
You'll see in just a moment, Mike. Please call the two men in here.
Okay, sir. Step inside, Mr. Barnes. Mr. Keene wants to see you.
Yes, Mr. Keene?
Just a moment, Mr. Barnes. I want Charles Harper, the murdered man's brother-in-law, to hear this, too.
Come into this room, Mr. Harper.
You locked me in. Can't see you're treating me like a criminal.
I'm afraid you're acting like a criminal, Charles Harper. For one thing, you were carrying a gun.
Mr. Keene, he admitted he hated Ivor Stacy, and he had a motive to kill his brother-in-law.
So did you, Mr. Barnes.
What?
You and Stacy were partners in a very successful business. And as I understand it, he forced you out of the firm and ruined you financially.
Are you going to accuse me of murder because of a business transaction?
No, Mr. Barnes.
Because it isn't true.
I know it isn't true.
Well, thank you for that much.
Don't thank me too quickly. You may regret it.
What do you mean?
Mike, you know what doodling is.
Doodling, Mr. Keene? Well, sure, boss. Those are little pictures and diagrams that some people draw on paper to while away the time or when they're talking on the telephone.
Yes, it's usually done absent-mindedly. Do you remember that when we first came into this house, we found a small pad of paper on the desk where the murder took place?
Sure, Mr. Keene. It was scrawled with a lot of doodads and crooked lines.
This paper I just discovered here on this table is covered with the same kind of scrawl. And the little diagrams and pictures on both the pad and this paper are alike.
Well, then the same fellow made them both, Mr. Keene.
Exactly, Mike. The murderer apparently idled away his time while waiting for his victim by drawing on the pad of paper. And just a few minutes ago, that same murderer passed the time again in the same fashion.
The man who was sitting in that chair near the table.
Yes. And that man is Alec Barnes.
What?
Barnes, you murdered your business partner, Ivor Stacy.
Do you think you can hold me on that kind of evidence, Mr. Keene?
I have further evidence. in this package. Now, please open it, Mike.
Why, there's 2 dresses in here.
Yes. Dresses that belong to the murdered victim's dead wife, Teresa Stacy. I found them in Alec Barnes' apartment. He stole those dresses after Mrs. Stacy died, so he could impersonate her as a ghost and frighten her husband. Alec Barnes was the revengeful ghost.
I think I'd better search this bucko, boss. Why, he's carrying a switchblade knife. Look, you snap this button on the end, and the knife pops out. And look at the size of it, Buck. It looks like there's blood on the blade near the handle.
It's undoubtedly the murder weapon.
You'll have to prove that, Keene.
There's no use putting up a front, Barnes, because I also know your real motive for murdering Ivor Stacy.
Oh, do you?
I found out that it was you who introduced Stacy to Lorna Wade, the girl he later was going to marry.
Lorna?
Yes, the girl who asked me to investigate her fiancé's murder. Mike, I talked to Miss Wade again just before I came in here. She's waiting just outside the door.
I'll ask her to come in, boss. Come in, please, Miss Wade.
Lorna.
Alec, has Mr. Keene...
What have you told him? What did you say about me?
Miss Wade, please repeat what you told me on the way over to this house.
I told you, Mr. Keene, that several times in the past, Alec Barnes tried to force his attentions on me. He was infatuated with me.
Lorna, you're putting me in the electric chair.
Lorna Wade didn't connect you with the murder, Alec Barnes. Or she would have told me this before. Her mind was only on the fact that a ghost may have been responsible for Ivor Stacy's death.
All right. I'll admit it. I killed Stacy. He forced me out of the firm. But that wasn't the thing that nearly drove me crazy. It was losing you, Lorna.
Alec, I told you I didn't love you. I only loved Ivor.
If it hadn't been for him... Mr. Keene, I thought I could make Lorna love me with Stacy out of the way. Anyway, when I thought I was losing out to him, I couldn't stand it.
So you broke into Ivor Stacy's house and waited for him to return with a 9-inch knife in your hand after masquerading as his wife's ghost. You evidently knew about the threat she had made, that she'd return from the dead and kill him if he ever tried to remarry.
Yes, I knew. At first, I tried to frighten Stacy away from Lorna by appearing as his wife's ghost. When that didn't work, I used another method.
Yes, murder. Planned in a cool, remorseless fashion. But you gave yourself away when you scribbled idly on that pad of paper while waiting for your victim to arrive. Mike, turn Alec Barnes, our revengeful ghost, over to the police for the murder of Ivor Stacy.
And so Mr. Keene finds the solution to the case of murder and the revengeful ghost. Don't forget, mystery fans, The Man Who Walks by Night, The Whistler, will be heard coast to coast beginning this Thursday night on CBS Radio. Long a familiar figure in eerie mysteries heard by West Coast fans, The Whistler will be yours to listen to Thursday nights on most of the same stations beginning this week. A shady private investigator is double-crossed by his attractive but just as shady girl Friday, leading to a story The Whistler believes you'll find packed with intriguing angles. Thursday night at the Star's Address. Stay tuned now for the Rosemary Clooney Show, which follows immediately over most of these same stations. Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, is based on the novel Mr. Keene. The radio sequel is originated and produced by Frank and Ann Hummert. Dialogue by Lawrence Klee, directed by Richard Leonard. Philip Clark plays Mr. Keene. Mr. Keene will be on the air at the same time next week, solving a full 30-minute mystery. So make this new time every week, Mr. Keene time on your radio. Next week, hear Mr. Keene in The Case of Murder and The Omen of Death. Your announcer is Harry Kramer. Ride a real squad car with Night Watch, Thursdays on the CBS Radio Network.
This is WMT Cedar Rapids.
It's time now for Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons. Brought to you by Dentyne, the gum with breathtaking flavor, and Beeman's Pepsin. Tastes so good and aids digestion too. And by Chesterfield, the only cigarette to give you premium quality in both regular and king size. Buy 'em either way you like 'em. Premium quality and much milder Chesterfields. Ladies and gentlemen, we present Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, one of the most famous characters of American fiction in one of radio's most thrilling dramas. Tonight and every Friday at this time, the famous old investigator takes from his file and brings to us one of his most celebrated missing persons cases. Tonight's case is entitled The Case of Murder and the Prize-Winning Bull. The story of a mysterious murder on a country estate following a quarrel over a $50,000 prize bull. Why a beautiful woman is accused, and how the case is solved by a tiny clue found by Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons.
Chiclets.
Taste the difference when you chew. Flavor on the outside, inside too.
Chiclets.
Time the difference by the clock. Flavor lingers, tick, tick, tock.
Chiclets.
Count the difference. Count 'em, cousin. Every box, an even dozen.
Chiclets.
Get the big nickel's worth. You can taste the difference, time the difference, count the difference. And whether you chew gum to keep your mouth fresh and clean, or just for the plain fun of chewing it, you'll be better off on every count with Chiclets. They're flavored on the outside, flavored on the inside. With Chiclets, you don't chew the flavor out, you chew the flavor in. That's why the goodness lingers on and on.
They're candy-coated.
Flavor-coated.
Pleasure-coated.
And more fun for your money. So get the big nickel's worth.
Chiclets.
And now for Mr. Keene and the Case of Murder and the Prize-Winning Bull. Our scene opens at night on a large country estate situated near New York City. A sudden noise inside a huge white barn near the main house has brought a tall, distinguished-looking man hurrying down the gravel path leading to the barn. The man is unaware that he is running to his death.
Who's that standing near the barn? My handyman? It's so dark I can't see. Is that you, Tom Brewer?
Yes, Mr. Stevens, it's me.
Well, what's all that noise coming from the barn? It woke me up. Tom, didn't you hear the racket?
Yeah, I heard it, Mr. Stevens.
Why, the animals sounded as if they were ready to stampede. I'd better go in the barn and have a look. Now, who left that lighted lamp on the floor? I've told Tom Brewer about fire hazards so often. Champion. My prize bull. Why, he's lying there in his stall. He's dead. You. Then it was you who... Oh, no. No! Put that gun down! Oh!
Yes, ma'am.
This is Mr. Keene's office, isn't it?
That's right, ma'am. I'm his partner, Mike Clancy. This is Mr. Keene right here.
And what can I do for you, madam?
Mr. Keene, my name is Emma Stevens. I've come here about my half-brother, John. He's been murdered. Shot to death in cold blood last night on our estate.
Please sit down, Miss Stevens.
I'm so frightened, so stunned. My poor brother. One of the finest men on earth, Mr. Keene.
Here, sit down in this chair, ma'am. I'll get us some water, boss.
Now, compose yourself, Miss Stevens. You're among friends.
I know that, Mr. Keene. That's why I came here to your office. Your reputation as an investigator led me to believe that you'd help me find my brother's murderer. The local police don't have a single clue.
Here, take a sip of this water, Miss Stevens.
No, thank you, Mr. Clancy. Now I believe I can tell you the entire story.
Please do, Miss Stevens.
My brother, John Stevens, was a retired businessman, and a very successful one, Mr. Keene. He retired very early in his career, so he could devote more time to his main hobby, animal breeding.
He was a gentleman farmer, is that it?
I suppose you might call it that. John and I lived together on a large estate just a short way up the Hudson River. I'm unmarried, and so is John.
Go on, Miss Stevens.
Well, last night, about midnight, I heard a noisy racket coming from the barns. It was the one in which John kept his best saddle horses and Champion, his prize-winning bull. As you may know, Mr. Keene, a prize bull can be a very valuable animal.
Yes, I understand that they can sometimes bring as much as $50,000.
Saints preserve us, but that's a lot of money for one animal.
Well, Champion was worth about that much, Mr. Clancy.
Did you say was, Miss Stevens?
Yes. But let me continue. The noise from the barn woke me up about midnight, and I heard my brother John hurrying down the hall and out of the house. Evidently, he was going to investigate.
I see.
A few minutes later, Mr. Keene, I heard a shot. I ran out quickly and hurried down to the barn. I found my brother John lying dead on the barn floor with a bullet in his heart.
And you saw no one on the grounds just before or after you found your brother, Miss Stevens?
No, Mr. Keene. It was so dark outside. But inside the barn, near my brother's body, I also found Champion, his prize bull. Champion had also been killed by a shotgun.
Is it possible, Miss Stevens, that the person who killed the bull also killed your half-brother?
Well, the police are working on that theory now. They think that someone who was jealous of John, or who may have wanted to hurt him in some way, shot his prize animal. John may have caught him in the act and paid with his life for it.
In any case, the killing of the bull is of no importance compared with a man's murder. Our search will be for a killer of human beings, your brother's murderer.
Then you will help me, Mr. Keene.
Of course, Miss Stevens.
Well, then I must tell you something I couldn't tell the police, because I wasn't sure. But you can find out whether I'm right or wrong.
What is it, Miss Stevens?
Well, we have a neighbor, Paul Kincaid. He and my brother John were once good friends, but they split up.
Why? Did they quarrel?
Violently.
Over what, miss?
Well, I don't know, Mr. Clancy. John was very unhappy, and he wouldn't talk about it. He just said once that Paul Kincaid and his wife were very jealous people.
Is Paul Kincaid a gentleman farmer like your brother?
He tried to be, Mr. Keene, but he wasn't successful. Paul Kincaid is as rich as John and very vain. Actually, I think he went in for animal breeding just to see if he could better John.
Could that rivalry have caused their quarrel?
Well, that or jealousy over Evelyn Kincaid, Paul's wife.
And just what do you mean, Miss Stevens?
Well, Paul Kincaid saw a rival in every man he met, Mr. Keene. Although I think Evelyn's tried to be a good wife to him. She's a very beautiful woman, while Paul has lost his looks. And he appears much older than he is.
So jealousy may have been the murder motive. Well, we'll have to talk to Paul Kincaid as soon as we arrive at your estate, Miss Stevens. It is your estate now, isn't it?
Well, if you mean, do I inherit it now that my brother is dead? I couldn't say, Mr. Keene. The will hasn't been read yet.
Who is his closest surviving relative?
I am. But what has that got to do with... If you're ready to leave with me now, Mr. Keene, I'll take you to our estate.
Yes, Mike Clancy and I are ready to leave and begin the first part of our investigation of the strange murder of your brother.
Turn into this driveway, Mr. Clancy. The main house is at the end of it.
Right, Miss Stevens.
It's quite a large place, isn't it? And do you have many servants, Miss Stevens?
Only one, Mr. Keene. The handyman, Tom Brewer. As far as my brother John was concerned, I saw that he was comfortable myself. Most of the house has been locked off for years, and we only use a few rooms.
Where was this handyman, Tom Brewer, when the murder took place?
Well, he wasn't on the grounds. It was his day off. He told the police he only returned several hours after poor John's body was discovered. You can see the barns from here. I found John's body in that large white one over there. The animals were taken out when the police started their investigation.
Mr. Keene, there's a lady running up the path there. She looks kind of excited.
Why, that's Evelyn Kincaid. She's the wife of our neighbor Paul Kincaid.
Well, she's seen us, but she doesn't seem to be able to make up her mind whether to come over or not.
She looks like she'd like to turn back, boss.
Hello, Emma.
Evelyn, this is Mr. Keene and Mr. Clancy. Mrs. Evelyn Kincaid, our neighbor.
You're Mr. Keene, the criminal investigator?
You seem to be upset about something, Mrs. Kincaid.
Upset? Well, why should I be upset?
Miss Stevens has told us something about you and your husband.
She has. And just what has she told you?
Just that you and Paul were our neighbors.
And what else? Have you been gossiping again, Emma? If you have, just remember I can tell Mr. Keene a few things about you.
Evelyn, I don't know what you're talking about.
How much money did your murdered half-brother leave you? And how badly did you want to get hold of it?
Evelyn, how dare you?
Well, there's no need for these recriminations, Mrs. Kincaid. Miss Stevens hasn't made any accusations about you.
Well, she has nothing to accuse me of, Mr. Keene. Well, I'll admit I was angry with John Stevens. That I often hoped he'd close his house and move away somewhere.
Yes, you were angry with my brother, all right. Angry enough to wish he was dead when he got pneumonia last winter.
Wishing is not a criminal offense, Emma Stevens.
At least, not until the wish transforms itself into the deed.
What do you mean by that?
Mrs. Kincaid, I'd like to know why you felt that way about the murdered man, John Stevens, if it's true.
It isn't true, Mr. Keene. But I'll tell you why I didn't want him around. He baited Paul, my husband. He was always boasting how much more clever he was about breeding animals. How he, John, always won the prizes while Paul won nothing but laughs.
I won't stand here and listen to any more of this. Why are you here, Evelyn? What do you want?
I was looking for Paul. I thought he came over here to offer you his condolences. But I'll be happy to get off your property as soon as...
What do you think you've had of my... Put down that pitchfork, you idiot!
That's my husband's voice.
No.
Boss, sounds like a fight inside that white barn.
Hurry, Mike. Let's see what's up.
What do you want to do, mind? You could kill a man with...
Help me with this heavy barn door, Mike.
No. I'll kill you, Paul Kincaid. Make one more move, I'll jam this pitchfork through your throat.
Mike, try to get that pitchfork away from him.
Who are you?
Let me go. Here, I'll take that big sticker. Go. That's better. Saints preserve us, but this thing could kill a steer.
What's the meaning of this? My name is Keene.
Mr. Keene, the investigator? Well, I'm Tom Brewer. You come here just in time. I'm the Stevens handyman. I just caught Mr. Kincaid snooping around this barn. When I asked him what he was up to, he hit me in the face. I grabbed a pitchfork to protect myself.
And you're Paul Kincaid?
I am, Mr. Keene. And this fool is exaggerating the entire affair. I came over to the Stevens estate to see John's sister Emma and to tell her how shocked I was to hear about his murder.
But what were you doing here in the barn, Mr. Kincaid?
Well, boss, that seems to be a question this fellow don't want to answer.
I'm afraid he'll have to answer it, Mike. Mr. Kincaid, you'll accompany us back to the Stevens house now, if you don't mind. There's more than one question I'm going to ask you in connection with the murder of John Stevens.
Chesterfield gives you scientific facts in support of smoking. First such report ever published about any cigarette. A responsible consulting organization reports a study by a competent medical specialist and staff on the effects of smoking Chesterfields. For 6 months, a group of men and women smoked only Chesterfield, 10 to 40 a day, their normal amount. 45% of the group have smoked Chesterfields from 1 to 30 years for an average of 10 years each. At the beginning and end of the 6 months, each smoker was given a thorough examination, including x-rays and covering the sinuses, nose, ears, and throat. After the examinations, the medical specialist stated, quote, "It is my opinion that the ears, nose, throat, and accessory organs of all participating subjects examined by me were not adversely affected in the 6 months period by smoking the cigarettes provided," unquote. Of course, these cigarettes were Chesterfields. Remember this report and buy Chesterfields, regular or king size. Premium quality Chesterfield and much milder. Now back to Mr. Keene and the case of murder and the prize-winning bull. Mr. Keene, the famous investigator, and his partner Mike Clancy are investigating the murder of John Stevens, a wealthy animal breeder whose $50,000 prize bull was also shot dead at the time of the murder. At the moment, Mr. Keene and Mike are in the Stevens home, now occupied solely by Emma Stevens, the victim's half-sister. Mr. Keene is questioning Paul Kincaid, a neighbor of the murdered man, while Kincaid's wife, Evelyn, waits in another part of the house. Now Mr. Keene is saying,
Mr. Kincaid, my partner Mike Clancy and I are investigating the murder of your neighbor, John Stevens, as you know.
I had nothing to do with it, Mr. Keene.
On the contrary, someone has told me that you were jealous of the murdered man, for several reasons.
Really?
First of all, you both bred animals as a hobby, and John Stevens seems to have bested you in prize competitions.
What's that got to do with anything, Mr. Keene?
His prize bull, Champion, worth $50,000, was shot about the time of the murder. Now, there's a possibility that the person who killed the bull did it out of jealousy, and when he was caught in the act by John Stevens, he murdered him.
But we can tell you this, mister. We're not looking for the man who got rid of the bull. It's the murderer of John Stevens we want.
So you think I killed his prize bull, then did away with Stevens? I suppose Emma, his half-sister, told you that. Well, you might question her a bit, Mr. Keene. She comes into a fortune now that John is dead.
Mr. Kincaid, what about your feeling regarding John Stevens and your wife?
My wife and John were merely friends, nothing more, Mr. Keene. I admit I may have been jealous of Evelyn once or twice, for no reason, but she'll bear me out as far as John was concerned.
Mike, call Mrs. Kincaid in here, please.
Okay, boss. Well, Mrs. Kincaid, Mr. Keene would like to talk to you.
What's happened, Paul? Is everything all right?
Someone's been putting ideas into Mr. Keene's head, Evelyn. Someone's been gossiping about you and John Stevens. Tell Mr. Keene there was nothing between you.
I've already told him. If anything, I hated John for the way he baited you, Paul, and made you unhappy.
Does that answer your question, Mr. Keene?
Part of it. However, you still have to explain what you were doing when Tom Brewer, the Stevens handyman, caught you inside the White Barn, where John Stevens was murdered.
Tell Mr. Keene the truth, Paul. Remember, you may be protecting a murderer.
Keep quiet, Evelyn.
I can't. I think it's for your own protection. Either you tell Mr. Keene the truth, or I will.
Very well. I'll tell him myself. Mr. Keene, I was the one who shot and killed John's prize bull.
I see. And why did you do it, Mr. Kincaid?
Because he was always boasting about how clever he was as an animal breeder, and he drove me into a fury. I'd been drinking too much just before I went over to his barn, and I hardly knew what I was doing. But I didn't murder John Stevens, I swear it.
Who is the person your wife just mentioned? The one she said you might be protecting inadvertently.
Mr. Keene, I meant Tom Brewer, the Stevens handyman. My husband saw him prowling around the grounds right after he left the barn.
Well, boss, Tom Brewer said he wasn't near that place when John Stevens was murdered.
Yes, that was his alibi. Mike, it appears as though Tom Brewer is the next to be questioned. Mr. and Mrs. Kincaid, how far away do you live from here?
We have the big house at the end of the road, Mr. Keene.
You may go back there now. I warn you, however, that you're still under strong suspicion.
Very well.
Just one thing more. Why did you return to the Stevens barn today?
I was looking for my gun, the one I used to kill the prize bull. In the crazy state I was in that night, I left the revolver there in the barn.
As far as we know, the gun used to kill John Stevens has not yet been found. All right, Mr. Kincaid, you and your wife can leave. Come along, Mike. We're going inside and talk to Tom Brewer, the handyman.
Mr. Keene, there's Emma Stevens, but Tom Brewer ain't here.
Well, if you're looking for Tom, Mr. Keene, he just went out to the barn.
Oh, come with us, please, Miss Stevens. Mike, we'll follow Tom Brewer to the barn and see what he has to say now that his alibi has been cracked wide open.
Well, here's the barn, boss. The handyman, Tom Brewer, must be inside.
Would you wait out here, please, Miss Stevens?
All right, Mr. Keene.
The barn door's open, Mike. Let's go in.
Mr. Keene.
What are you doing here, Tom Brewer?
Well, I just cleaning up the barn a bit.
Well, boss, looks more like he may have been up to something.
Oh, what do you mean?
We've just learned, Tom Brewer, that you were not off the grounds the night your employer, John Stevens, was murdered. Someone saw you near this barn, the scene of the crime.
That's a lie, Mr. Keene.
I advise you to tell the entire truth, Brewer. Remember, we have a witness who saw you.
Maybe I was on the grounds. I was afraid to open up my mouth. I didn't want to get mixed up in any murder.
Then you must have something you're hiding, Brewer. Because unless you had a motive to murder John Stevens, you had nothing to fear.
Well, Mr. Stevens was going to fire me. I figured the police might think I got sore enough to do him in because of that.
Then you knew the murder had been committed even before his half-sister, Emma Stevens, found his body.
I guess I found his body first, Mr. Keene. When I heard the shot, I ran in here to the barn. I saw him lying over there near that stall where the prize bull champion was lying, too.
Was it over here, Tom?
Yes, Mr. Keene.
Mike, one of the floorboards here is loose. Let's have a closer look.
Right, boss.
Mike.
Yes, sir?
There's something stuck here between these two loose floorboards. See if you can pry it loose.
Right. Well, it's stuck tight, boss, but, well, I think I can... Here, sir. Well, what is it?
Mike, it's a clue. An important clue to the murder of John Stevens. Tom Brewer, you and the murdered man's sister, Emma Stevens, are coming with me to the Kincaid house for a final showdown.
Mr. Keene.
Mr. Kincaid, I brought your neighbor, Emma Stevens, and the handyman, Tom Brewer, with me.
Mr. Keene says he has a clue, Paul, in regard to my brother's murder.
You have, Mr. Keene?
Yes, Mrs. Kincaid. Tom Brewer just admitted that he was near the barn when John Stevens was murdered. But I found something else that changes the situation completely.
I tell you, I didn't
we heard you the first time, Brewer.
First of all, Mr. Kincaid, let me ask you this. How did your wife know that you'd killed John Stevens' prize bull?
Paul told me, Mr. Keene.
Yes, I told Evelyn when she found me leaving the Stevens property.
Then your wife here was also on the murdered man's property when the crime was committed.
I heard Paul leave our house, and I followed him, Mr. Keene. I knew he was up to something.
And where did you meet him, Mrs. Kincaid?
Outside the Stevens barn.
Then you were never inside the barn at all?
Never, Mr. Keene.
And I can prove that's a lie, Mrs. Kincaid.
What?
John Stevens' murderer was a woman, and she left this clue. It's a small leather lift, the thin section on the bottom of the heel of a woman's shoe. And I believe it came from your wife's shoe, Mr. Kincaid. She must have caught her heel between two floorboards just inside the barn. And when she pulled her foot loose, She left this leather lift in the crack.
Well, how do you know it's from my heel? It might have come from Emma Stevens' shoe.
I've noticed that Emma Stevens only wears low, flat-heeled shoes. Now, you, a younger woman, wear high heels, Mrs. Kincaid. And this lift came from a high-heeled shoe.
Evelyn, those shoes, the ones you left for the maid to have repaired.
Be quiet, Paul.
Where are those shoes, Mr. Kincaid?
Over there on the foyer table.
Fetch them, will you, Mike?
Right, boss.
Leave those shoes alone.
Mr. Keene, why, there's part of the heel missing from this shoe of Mrs. Kincaid's. Here, look here, sir.
Yes, Mike. And this small piece of leather I found in the Stevens barn just fits the missing section. It's enough evidence, I think, to arrest Evelyn Kincaid on... Mike, don't let her touch that vase.
Oh, she won't, boss. Here, I've got it.
I could kill you for this.
I saw her edging over to it. Now reach inside, Mike.
Right, sir. Boss, there's a gun hidden inside this vase.
Now handle it carefully to preserve the fingerprints.
That's my gun, Mr. Keene.
Yes, Mr. Kincaid. The one you left in the barn after you killed John Stevens' prize bull. Your wife found it and used it to kill Stevens himself. She evidently thought she had a perfect opportunity to commit murder and then have you take the blame.
Evelyn, I can't believe it. Why would you...
Why? Because John Stevens was a fool. I begged him to run away with me. I wanted him to help me get rid of you and...
In other words, Mrs. Kincaid, you first tried to get John Stevens to help you kill your husband. Then, when he refused, you murdered Stevens because you were afraid he'd give you away. And because you were a woman scorned, a woman he refused to love.
Yes, yes.
Evelyn.
And don't look that way at me, Paul. You should have known all along that I wouldn't have married a drab little man like you if you hadn't a fortune.
A fortune you hoped to get your hands on, Mrs. Kincaid. If your husband had got the electric chair for your crime, you'd have inherited his money.
Then I was right, Mr. Keene, in being jealous of my wife. John Stevens was handsome, distinguished. She did have designs on him.
You needn't be jealous of your wife any longer, Paul Kincaid, because she'll spend the rest of her life in prison, if she's lucky enough to escape the death penalty, for the murder of John Stevens.
And so Mr. Keene finds the solution to the case of murder and the prize-winning bull. Every night of the week, you can hear a suspense-filled adventure show when you tune into CBS Radio. Later tonight, there's a thrilling story about Mr. Chameleon, a clever gentleman who uses disguises in tracking down a killer or to crack a difficult case. And tonight's case is a real dilly. Tomorrow night, you can hear Broadway is My Beat. You'll meet Danny Clover, the plainclothesman hero who knows Broadway intimately. Also on hand Saturday evenings is the king of the singing cowboys, Gene Autry, Edgar Rice Burroughs' jungle hero, Tarzan, and the thrills of gangbusters. Sunday nights, you'll hear Escape, and Monday nights, there's the action-filled drama Suspense. Tuesday nights, you'll meet Pam and Jerry North, and Wednesdays, it's The Lineup and the FBI in Peace and War. That's it. If you love adventure stories, tune into CBS Radio every night of the week. Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, is based on the novel Mr. Keene. The radio sequel is originated and produced by Frank and Ann Hummett. Dialogue by Lawrence Klee, directed by Richard Leonard. Philip Clark plays Mr. Keene. Don't miss Mr. Keene on Friday of next week, when the kindly old Tracer turns to the Skull and Crossbones Murder Case. Mr. Keene, Tracer of Lost Persons, is brought to you by Dentyne, the gum with breathtaking flavor, and Beeman's Pepsin. Tastes so good and aids digestion too. And by Chesterfield, the only cigarette to give you premium quality in both regular and king size. King size Chesterfields contain tobaccos of better quality and higher price than any other king size cigarette. Your announcer is Harry Kramer. This is the CBS Radio Network.
Stay tuned for Gunsmoke. Does your money buy more at A&P? Well, come see for yourself and get buys like a carton of 3 or 4 fine fresh tomatoes, only 17 cents, in Greater New York and nearby New Jersey, A&P supermarkets. At 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, Bill Leonard reports on human interest happenings on This Is New York. It's 8:30, WCBS AM and FM, New York.